me, I'll just...
Welcome to Clearcoat Confessions, where the dirt gets hunted down and the shine hits like a knockout. From beat-up daily drivers to weekend showstoppers, we're breaking down the art of clean, one panel at a time. Detailing tips, insider tricks, and the kind of passion that doesn't wash off. So pull up, tune in, and let's make that ride look dangerous again.
All opinions expressed on Clearcoat Confessions are those of the hosts and do not reflect the views of any affiliates or sponsors.
Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 20. Episode 20. We made it to 20.
We made it to 20. Wow.
Yeah, of Clearcoat Confessions. Today we have an exclusive. An unfiltered Ask Me Almost Anything session we're calling Undiluted. We're going to get right into the heart of Yum Cars with one of the owners, Nick Briton.
Hello.
We want to truly understand Nick, and you just need to hear his core philosophy. Forget the product. It's the people. It's all about the people.
Yep. And his journey explains why. From growing up in the Ukraine, serving in the British Army, his shift into detailing didn't start in a high-end shop. It all started after a 7-month deployment in Afghanistan. Nick bought his dream car, a flat black, was it? Audi.
Yes.
Audi S5, and went straight down the YouTube rabbit hole, as we all do. Soon he was doing paint corrections right in the Army barracks, pouring every dollar into testing products.
And today, Nick and his partner Kelly, who's we all know is the real super weapon and the boss of
Queen
Nick
Kelly
in the business, operate operate by one uncompromising rule: either make the absolute best or partner with the best factories in the world to do it. The Yum Cars philosophy focuses on the people behind the products, delivering premium car care and exceptional service. Today, we're digging into the brand's history, finding out where they're heading next, and getting the inside scoop on any highly anticipated releases.
Hopefully he gives us something tonight. You never know. The Yum Cars philosophy is simple. Focus on the people behind the products, prioritize premium car care, and deliver exceptional customer care. So, Nick, is it truly going to be Ask Me Anything, unfiltered?
Oh, I know some people here are going to ask some great questions. But first of all, good morning from the UK. Good afternoon, good evening, obviously your time. Yeah, ask me anything. The longer, the better.
Boxers or briefs. I can care less.
Or leggings.
All right, so we're going to start it out. There's been a couple videos on one of your biggest sellers that you, for some reason, can't seem to keep in stock with the House of Rags, the detailer. You sold out over just about 200 5 liters in less than 2 weeks recently. I know that at one point there was, I think, close to 500 5 liters in stock that sold out.
Technically, 600 is what landed first when we had that secret operation in Florida. Yeah, and then 600. I think that sold out in 36 hours. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Damn.
Yeah.
So let's start out with we've got a video to play. This is are you ready for that, Adama? This is a Colton, his final wrap up. It's about 2 minutes long, so please bear with us, everyone.
Anytime now.
Incredible stuff there. All right, guys. Well, let's finish this video off with some final thoughts. And I got to say, blown away with this stuff. So I picked this up yet again off recommendations from you guys. That is something I take a ton of pride in. If you look through my cabinets here at the shop, what I use on a daily basis is from a multitude of different companies. Now, I know companies don't like this, but I am absolutely not a brand loyalist. So I am very quickly to try something. I like something better. Get rid of the other stuff. This is my new favorite. I have zero problem doing that. I don't care who it's from. As long as the product works and is better than everything else, that's what I'm going to use. That's what I'm going to recommend. And the cool part about this is actually the first product that I purchased from Yum Cars, and now I'm even more intrigued to try the rest of the line. I think what'll probably happen, and I'll take you guys along the way with me, I'll try some products that are standouts for me, and I'll also try some products which might be good, yes, but I might prefer other products, and that's totally okay. I always recommend you guys try stuff, use stuff, and don't just be so guarded and I've got to use this product from this company because I like that company. It's cool to support companies if you really like that company. I have no problem with that. Personally, though, as a professional detailer, as somebody who runs a detailing business and is a content creator here on YouTube, I want to use the best stuff, and I want you guys to know what the best stuff is. And I got to thank you guys for recommending me trying this, because I probably wouldn't have tried it. I'm really blown away with it. The only question I have, and I hope Nick from Yum Cars actually watches this video, if you are claiming this product adds nothing or leaves nothing behind, how do you also claim that it adds gloss to it? That is something that I think is a little bit on the marketing fluff side, because if you think about it, right, if you are making the car glossier, and I can really feel it here, it is leaving something behind. Is this ceramic protection? No. Do I believe these are probably just polymers on here? Yes. And I am really okay with that, as long as it's not going to gum up all of the ceramic coating and that type of stuff, and not just leaving long-term protection over and over and over. And again, the cool part about this is not going to clog up your towels. The whole situation with ceramic infused detail sprays, again, it's not to say I hate those. It's just to say I think people way overuse them, and it's like continually adding.
So great review by Colton. He loves that product, right?
Yeah, he loves it.
So just give us some background on where you came up with the idea for this product, how long it was in development, where you came up with that scent, because I'm sure others really enjoy it too, but it's one of my favorite scents.
A little bit behind the
ears.
Those wonders.
And then, just give us a little background on Colton asking if he's hoping you watch this, and we know that you watched it, but
of course,
now that you're here,
I left quite a lengthy reply because it seemed to create a bit of drama in the comments, which is really strange. You know what I mean? So
drama?
Me
no
and
way.
I know. It's shock.
You're a freaking angel.
But this was actually we did this. I'll have to actually have a look truly at the actual date, but from memory, it's like 2016, like late 2016-ish kind of product. So, a year and a half before we even started the business. But if you look at when it was dropped technically January 2019. So quite a decent development. But don't forget, we developed this when we were still in the military. So, and this is where the story goes back, that we were making, contacts with the chemical team whilst we're in another job. Blah, 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 kind of the story you've all heard, so I'm not going to bore you with that. So quite a long time in terms of development. But what people can't understand is there's a certain YouTuber, he's from Europe. Oh, for some reason I can hear myself. Oh. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
I can kind of hear myself back for some reason. Just 1 second. Yeah. Oh, I'm perfect. So, so there is a YouTuber from Europe who seems to kind of break everything that I say and use it against kind of. 1 second. I can hear myself play it back, guys. 1 sec. Oh.
We can still hear you.
I can hear myself talk, which is very strange. 1 second, guys.
No worries.
All right, cool. So, there's a YouTuber who is kind of listening to everything I say and tries to break it. But for some reason in this industry, people like to take something that somebody says, whether it's me as a brand or you guys or somebody else, and all of a sudden it's, you know, it's misinformation or anything like that. So I don't really agree with it. Second, guys, hold on. I can hear myself speak. Sorry, technology.
No, that's okay.
Hello.
That's okay.
No, don't worry about it, Nick.
Well, this started well. I think.
That's
Hold
okay.
We usually blame Greg.
Yeah, it's Greg's fault.
For some reason.
Are you using Google Chrome, Nick?
Can you still hear us?
One sec. Let me leave this. See if this fixes itself. 1 second. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
It's all right.
There we
I'll
go.
do a little song and dance number for you guys while we're waiting.
Yes, please.
How do you avoid the question?
I think Paul had it on the nose there with the English language. Sometimes when we speak, doesn't always necessarily carry every definition of everything. Because having used the Yum detailer, I think a lot of people don't understand the leave nothing behind means leave no protection behind. But you can still leave gloss and everything else that's behind,
Right.
but not leave protection.
Yeah, I think that's you're right on that one, Conway. I think everyone's got to realize there's a difference between, you know, polymers being used for slickness and you know, gloss and enhancement, but it's not the same thing as leaving a ceramic, you know, protection behind that's going to be more than a couple of weeks, you know. But yeah, there's science, and then there's, you know, what people say that, oh, there's nothing being left behind. That's BS. If there's nothing left behind, then you're not getting anything out of it.
Well, it comes down to like even some of the testing that I see people do where they test a pH neutral soap and they test it in the soap right out of the bottle that's concentrated, but that's not how you use the soap, because you use the soap diluted at 100 to 1, and that's how it gets put on the car. So let's test it at what its use is, not manipulate people's words because they said it leaves nothing behind. We're talking about protection. We're not talking about gloss or enhancers. We're talking about protection. Same thing goes with like all the tests that I see done with a pH neutral soap, and your friend that's from Europe, he likes to do that particular test right out of the bottle and not test it at the diluted use. That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm back.
Can you hear us again, Nick? You're back?
You know what happened? For some reason, a tab opened up and it's playing the YouTube live on another tab, so I can hear myself 30 seconds behind. It was the weirdest feeling. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay.
No worries.
So where was I? Yes, certain YouTuber, etc., etc. Now, what I've always said this, and again, please question me on this and fact check me, all right? I don't mind that. For some reason, I actually had this conversation earlier in the day, yesterday for me now, with somebody else, but within this industry, now I'm not saying the whole industry, but, you know, quite a majority of it, there seems to be a go-to way of doing things, right? So as soon as you maybe break the mold, people maybe say it's impossible. There's one. Two, maybe it is possible, but you can't do it. You know, it has to be some giant, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So the way we reply to Colton is breathable, non-protective polymers. Now, a polymer, if you actually Google what a polymer is and how many types there is, I mean, there's millions of polymers, right? But automatically people think a polymer in detailing is it's protection. Now, in most cases, yes, it is, because that's, you know, people use a simple language. You know, this is a protective polymer. But that is not the case. It's the same thing with a surfactant. Most people think a surfactant is a cleaner, but it's not. Surfactants could be protectants, strippers, adders, you know, all these type of things. So yeah, it's a non-protective, breathable polymer. And that's where the magic of detailer begins to happen. And what's really interesting, America has actually highlighted something that somebody told me that I never thought of it, that this product technically is a 2017 to 2019 official launch product. So it is an 8-year future-proof product, and you guys are just beginning to kind of, you know, enjoy it. Like there's no V2, there's no V1.1, It doesn't clump in, the bottles. Not saying anything about other brands, but you know what I mean? So, I mean, you could leave it in a bottle and it's not going to do nothing. So if you think about it, so 8 years and it's still being talked about. So this is where you hear me say, look, we're trying to future-proof ourselves as long as we can. This is one example of 16 I can give you.
It's a long time.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
So, Nick, does Detailer make the paint glossy?
No.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
a simple answer.
I saw Neil made a video. I'm not sure if you caught that one.
I saw that
he
one.
did a side-by-side
Yep.
on a coating. He did half of it with panel prep and then Detailer and another one with nothing. And the hydrophobics looked exactly the same.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what everybody's on about that it leaves protection when it doesn't really, it doesn't
there's
add any
some-
gloss.
Yeah,
doesn't-
it's strange because to add gloss is one thing, but to add a reflection/refraction of the paint, if you look at the way the way lights work and the way it hits the panel, the way it reflects or refracts, hence why our eyes can see swirls and scratches, etc., etc. It's just basically how our eyes work. Because something looks really nice doesn't instantly mean you're adding gloss. So, for example, when you polish paint, is a polish adding gloss? Technically, it's not. It's changing the way the paint's perceived, right? Because you're removing certain things. So, yeah.
So basically, Detailer, you're not a chemist, so nobody can have any opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some posts. I've done a side-by-side with brand A versus B, and this is looking completely different. I'm like, look, guys, I mean, people like Neil, I believe he texted me a screenshot. It's his #1 video, which I think is so cool. I mean, he texts me and YouTube says 1 out of 10. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. I was so proud of it. And when somebody who I believe, anyway, this is just me being honest, has no affiliation with anybody, he didn't ask me for a free product. He literally texted me after he posted it, right? And he said, look, this is what I've done. And I thought, you know what, that's probably the fairest video that you can do. One guy in his garage. And when you see that video, I mean, what can you say to it? So, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, is there any possibilities that the detailer can affect different coatings different ways? Or because we've seen from other people that do content creation stating that it's affected the hydrophobics on their coatings.
My answer always is, and this is where I just take my Nick, the business guy out of it, right? When I started this, and some people in this chat, Conway is 642 years old in this industry, right? He's been doing this a long time, right? All the love, Conway, brother. Obviously, there's more experienced people than me, probably in this chat as well. However, when I first started this, I did as a car guy, right? Like just pure passion, nothing else. Now, when those guys are doing it, again, not mentioning names, look at who they're affiliated with. Like straight away, I look at it and say, look, if a product is good, just call it good. It doesn't matter who you like. I mean, I like certain brands, yeah, but I would never go and buy a product because my masters have told me to and say, well, it's doing A, B, C to the paint, because it's not. I mean, there's been way too many other videos over almost a decade to say it's not. So all of a sudden, when 8 years of perfect reviews, 3 people come on and say, well, it affects hydrophobics, I can show 1,000 videos.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, Nick, a couple questions for you. So, one, out of your whole Yum lineup, what's your favorite scent? And then while you're going to think about that, I want the chat to go ahead and answer, if anybody in the chat has used Yum, what their favorite scent is. And then the second part B is, are you going to have a big release at SEMA this year like you did last year? You don't have to say what it is or if it is, but that's the question.
How is he supposed to pick a scent? It's like picking a child.
Yeah,
Your favorite child.
Yeah, but he can like a scent. He can like, one scent better than another. It doesn't mean the product is any better, just what his favorite one is.
Yeah. It's so difficult. And actually, you know what? I'll give you a hint of what's potentially coming, whether it comes sooner rather than later, but maybe even this year, right? In terms of scents, what's your favorites? I might just answer that question for you guys, so there's no arguments in that one. Some things coming where it'll give you basically the option, right? Look, I'm already reading things, dress, glass, blah, blah, blah. Everyone has their own favorites. I mean, for me, obviously, detailer is my favorite. But if I was to come down to something kind of more natural, to me, interior is the one. I mean, eucalyptus for me, I like the citrusy, fresh stuff, you know what I mean? That can cut through anything. So interior for me is very nice. I mean, I've got a few options here. That's all I'm going to say, just to give you guys options. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me.
Green pill, blue, purple pill.
There's actually a few more options I could show you here, but no. Yeah, in terms of SEMA, yes and no. I don't want to be one of these brands to be like, we're just launching at SEMA. To us, it's not launch for a date. It's launch when ready, right? Now, if something that comes and it's ready for SEMA, so for example, the coatings, believe it or not, this is how true we stay to it. The coatings were ready 9 months, maybe 6 months before kind of SEMA. Actually, Eddie saw them in April. So I was obviously April 1st, 2025. Oh, wow. He saw everything was ready in his hands. So it was good to go. And we held, however many months that was, extra to say, what, guys, if we're going to do this, let's launch a SEMA, right? Let's do it together. Let's do a global launch. I know a lot of people say global launches are impossible. I say try harder, right? So, I mean, we somehow launched across the world in all these different time zones, Australia, obviously America, all that type of stuff. So there could potentially be a thing. The timeline is going to be interesting.
If it's ready.
If it's ready, yeah.
Since we're on scents, what is the official scent of Detailer?
Tell me what you think it is.
Well, no, the reason why I ask is, and I'm not going to name out other names, but all the UK detailers that are really good use this exact same scent. So that's why I was curious if it's a UK thing.
No, I think the UK is very good at scents because we're closer to Europe, and Europe has some very nice scent houses. I'm not saying it's a fragrance one, but probably some of the best fragrances, the stuff's made in Western Europe in terms of fragrances. So we just have a bit more access to the scents, and it's, I would say, less expensive, obviously, because it doesn't have to travel as far as to you guys. So technically it's a mixed berry with kind of a mango infusion at the top end, but it mixes in a different way. If you close your eyes and ask everybody on this panel to smell it, they'd give you a different note.
Different answer, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different note, but that's the official answer.
Yeah. That makes sense. The scent makes sense,
Yeah.
Is Berrylicious ever going to make it to
as a spray?
As a spray?
That is like crack cocaine.
I would buy it by the gallon.
Oh.
CCC exclusive.
You hear it
CCC
here
exclusive.
first, folks.
I would buy it by the gallon. I'd buy it by the gallon.
I like that.
I'd buy it by the gallon.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
That's my favorite scent.
This I don't know what to tell me, dude. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Seriously.
Should we answer some questions? We got like 15
yeah.
already.
15 questions already.
Chelsea Bailey has piped in quite a bit. So
of course she has.
Chelsea's fantastic. She asks the best questions. So
for sure.
Here we go.
Very thoughtful. All right. Chelsea asks, how much of Yum Cars' success in the US do you attribute to products themselves versus the power of social media, YouTube influencers, and word of mouth within the US detailing community?
I would say a slightly different answer, version 3. It is, and I've said this, they disagree with me. This only happens, whatever the definition of success is Eddie, Jamie, some of the most beautiful people, which, I mean, some of you are in this chat, right? And some others who aren't on the screen. That is it. It's the people. I mean, the product's good. It could smell nice, it performs nice, it looks nice, whatever. But you guys on the screen, and Eddie and Jamie, are the only reason I have a smile on my face.
Well, I'm going to throw this in there. Is that in April 2025, when you came over and did your vlog walking through the airport and all the lives that you guys did that week. I couldn't take my eyes off you guys. That was fantastic. I don't know how if everybody else caught that. But
wow, that sounds awfully stockish, Greg. You should really
you can call it whatever you want, Dave. Stockish, whatever. But it was great with the way everything worked out. Yeah,
and I kind of agree. It was something like it was the personality really that came through, and that was kind of engaging to the people. And I think the American market kind of tends to go towards a personality, and your personality really shone through when all three of you guys got together.
Not a lot of brands have good personalities, you know?
Yeah.
Yours definitely caught the eye of just about everybody.
Yeah, you caught the attention of everyone, and then your products, are really good. So
thank you.
I mean, speaking from personally, what you see Nick on screen is Nick in person. He's the exact same guy.
Oh, thank you. I mean, that's what I mean, guys. Just look what you're saying. Even if you hit me, right? Even if you hit me and say, look, I don't like this product because of ABC, because everyone has got different preferences. It's just the way you say it. I mean, everyone, like, so far, you're just beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, how could you not back something as beautiful as this, right? So
might be because I'm a little bit old school, but I have a tendency that I like to form relationships with the people that I do business with. And I'm one of those that I don't just buy into a product or a thing. It's kind of like, I know Dave, he does cars. We do automotive work and everything like that. It's one of those things where I find a person that is in those industries that I like to create relationships with. And Nick, it's been, like I say, a complete solid pleasure having the chance to become friends and get to know you and the brand, and because the products you make are really great, but the people behind the brand, you and Kelly both, fantastic. That's the icing on top of the cake and everything.
No, thank you so much, guys. Honestly, like whatever you say next, it's the biggest honor, and the biggest. And I don't think you understand this. I mean, when we flew to America, I'll tell you this. It was the week before April 1st, right? But that's when we launched. I was like, I don't know if it's going to work. Like, obviously, I'm sat there on the plane thing, and I don't know if it's going to work. Like, they might hate me. They might hate the product. Like, you just don't know. And I would say the rest is history. Maybe the future is also, history. So,
I was going to say that gamble paid off pretty,
Quite the leap of faith, and paid off in spades, I would say.
I think 85% was the accent. That's what it was.
Oh, darling. See, I can't even do a British accent because I'm not technically British. So if you guys think I sound like, with a British accent, I'll take that.
You definitely sound British.
Yes.
You know what it is anytime a lot of Americans, when they watch UK videos, they're like, wow, this guy sounds smart. It's like, no, it's just the accent.
Yeah, they're just not used to it.
I love that.
All right, let's get another question up. Enough of this Love Fest. We got plenty of time for Love Fest.
Absolutely.
Let's get these good people's questions answered. All righty, here we go. Chris M asked, Nick, is the ceramic as easy to use, has enough forgiveness as detailers, I think is what he's trying to say. If not, have you thought of making a ceramic detailer with 3 to 4 weeks of protection?
To me, and I don't know if you guys can chime in on this, I think it is as forgiving because obviously it's, as I proudly say, it's the weakest spray sealant in the world.
6 weeks?
Well, it depends. I mean, some people are coming at us and saying it's 3-4 months down the line. It's, it's there, it's working, etc. Now, to me, it's forgiving. Again, some people are going to be trigger happy and put 18 sprays on the hood, try to wipe it off. You might have an issue if it's hot, if it's hot, humid, etc. Now, in terms of a detailer with 3-4 weeks protection, again, I like to make multi-use products. You can dilute the ceramic spray sealant, you can make a ceramic detailer. I don't want to sell you a third product in the line saying, look, there's a ceramic detailer when you can make it with something you already have.
Ceramic and detailer 1-to-1?
1-to-1, that's right.
It's the one.
I've also heard ceramic itself 1-to-1.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you
right.
do
He's
the
talking
ceramic
about
spray
one to
sealant-
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a
And
ceramic detailer.
let's be honest here. I mean, who's not washing their car every week on this podcast?
Exactly.
I'm about to wash my car as soon as we're done here. I'm going Yum Rinseless with ceramic right afterwards.
No, thank you.
Why
Well,
don't you
no,
combine them, Dave?
I have.
There you go.
I actually mixed also detail and ceramic. I've put them both into the rinseless. I've done all kinds of crazy shit.
that's the
David,
mad
At
chemist
9,
over
10
there.
o'clock at
David's-
night too.
David's bathed in it. Okay, let's just put that.
Yeah, I have. I also
No,
mop
but
my
Frankie,
floors
you're
with
so
it.
right, though. Frankie, you are so right. And I say this. How many people truly want to do a true durability test in the world? Like, why would you want to do that? So, for example, if I was to buy brand X wax, right, and it says X amount of weeks or months, I'm not going to the durability claim. I want to try. If I know it's a show wax, off the top of my head, I think, look, it's not going to last very long, right? So I'm still going to go halfway through my time frame and like reapply, whether it's spray wax, sealants, you know what I mean? Again, if you're a pro reviewer, I get it, obviously. Like people do that kind of side of YouTube for a living, I understand. But, 99.9% of people use a product not to the durability claim. And you will probably say the same thing around the home. Like if you paint the walls and it says 10 years durability on the paint, I can guarantee you I'm painting the walls in 5 years' time. I
Yeah.
can guarantee you.
Yeah.
It's all about user experience. I mean, that's why Yum is so good, because the scents are great with them. They are easy. Like I don't have to fight ceramic. I don't have to fight detailer to get it off the car. So it's enjoyable. So that's what makes it a whole thing. I don't give a shit if it doesn't last more than 2 weeks. I'm washing my car anyways.
Yeah, you're washing it every week anyways, and
This is an
reapply.
enthusiast brand, is the way I like to look at it. It's for the people that are in the podcast right now, who's watching right now. The mobile detailer or the guy who has a shop, he might not be a Yum guy, but he may be a Yum guy if he's got some taste. But it's if they're more about value, then great. There's stuff out there for them. They can jog on if they don't want to try it. That's fine.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's-
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
speaking as a mobile detailer, the reason I use Yum is just it's the user experience is just amazing. I mean, you use Yum detailer and you're like, oh my gosh, like what is this magic in a bottle? The slickness on the dry off is just crazy. As a drying aid, it's just crazy. Why wouldn't you use it? I guess that's. What I'm
Thank you,
saying.
Frankie. Appreciate it.
Having a shop and going through lots of gallons of citrus and detailer and stuff like that. Those are products that are very effective in the pro trade. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, citrus. Citrus is an amazing product. You can dilute it to your needs, and it works on all both ends of the spectrum: interior, exterior, double tap. I've used it in the house. I've used it in the shower. I mean, it's a great product.
I think
That was a unicorn too.
The two biggest gifts that UK has given to us since like the invasion, it's been detailer and then citrus. Those are like the ones that, I mean, there's lots of great stuff that has come out from UK, but those are two that I think Americans have been like, holy shit, what is this? Why have I not used this before? Exactly.
I think there are some that have been looked over a little bit too much. That if you spend a little time with them, like wheel foam being able to use it as a high pH cleaner, dilute it down even further. You can use it as an active wash. Reset is one of the best mineral removing low pH washes out there. I mean, it does really great work. There are glass is a really great glass cleaner. There are a lot that I think people get hung up on the citrus and the detailer a lot, that they miss out on the work that these other products do.
Yeah, I always hear about the other products, but then the first time I tried Yum Glass, I'm like, where was this hiding? Right? It was right now. It's probably my favorite glass cleaner, and it was just like out of the blue. I had it in the shelf, and I tried it, and it was the best thing ever. I was like, out of everything, that was my favorite product. That I had tried.
The funny thing is, Nick, that Facebook guy that didn't know how to use Yum glass. That I know you had mentioned something about him. That guy probably sparked so many other people to actually find it and love it. I got so many texts afterwards being like, dude, this stuff is actually good. I was like, yeah, no shit, I've been telling you guys.
Yeah.
I replied to that post, and it was like, really?
Even when people say all the bad shit, believe it or not, they're giving you all the free press that you could ever want.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Any press is free press, I guess.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
Yes,
Brant over at 512 Detail asks, are the tri-fiber unicorns able to be domesticated?
If you wish to do it, you can do it. Hey, I've got pictures of some people framing a brand new wash pad. There's some people in America, I'm telling you, like you guys say, you guys are wild. Somebody has framed a brand new wash pad. I'm like, why would you do that? They're like, no, I framed it. I mean, they've got two, obviously. They're using one.
You should see Corey's setup.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Corey's setup. It's crazy.
Is there a big one?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, when's the XL coming over?
XL coming?
We actually see. You guys are crazy. You know, we actually had that. We dropped it.
I have one.
Yeah, it's nuts, right? So we dropped it for the reason the UK market and the European market, because most people in the UK are like 2'3". They've got hands of a lot of people didn't really kind of enjoy it's not that they didn't enjoy, the hands are smaller, right? So they found the
smell like cabbage.
Yeah. So we if you wish, again, we're working on bringing the XL back. We could do whatever. I mean, a lot of people, since they saw my amazing Olympic record of throwing the wash pad in the bucket, have been actually sending me a lot of messages saying, look, like, how are you doing it? Like, what's the size and stuff? So I told them our original XL size, and I said, well, maybe make it a bit smaller, like 10 by 10 or whatever. So yeah, that could easily be done.
Nice.
I'm at 47 attempts to try and get that tri-fiber in the bucket. Still hasn't
I
worked.
kid you not, though. I kid you not. The first video when I was throwing it up the car park and not obviously avoiding health and safety standards, one of the attempts literally hit the rim. I'm not even going to joke here, right? If we made it, people would, but
wow.
Yeah.
What about a tri-fiber that's so big that you can do the car in one swipe?
I think Josh V's got the patent on that idea.
Yeah,
that
he's got
towel. Yeah.
We actually thought of doing like a gimmick with whether it be a microfiber product or, in this case, like the wash pad specific thing. So there are a few things. I call it a gimmick because I'd be like, when would you use that outside of a certain thing? Like, to me, I don't like that. I want something
20
that's
by
used.
20 wash pad.
Yeah, just imagine. It'd be quite funny, So
I would actually like something that was smaller, and that would be the interior scrubber. That would actually be like a smaller size that just fits, no split, just fits right over the cuff of the fingers, not so big, to be able to get into
like the
tighter,
wheel mitt maybe for interior.
Kind of,
like a
but
wheel mitt
a little bit longer, to go over. That way you can get down into tighter areas. The bigger size of the bigger one is great for big, large surfaces, but you start getting down into tighter areas and you need something a little bit smaller.
Again, we can do that. We are doing some very interesting things with microfiber at the minute. So I'll take that on board. You know what? That's great feedback.
All right, let's get another question up for these good people that have been watching.
We're back up to 20 again.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Come on. All right, One Cold Gamer asks, Nick, when are we getting a new shipment of detailer at door?
Well, right
Never
now,
ending
you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to level, right? It always happens when you don't want it to happen. So right now I'm going through a major battle with our label people, right? Never a problem until you need to press it, right? So we've got, can't remember, it's like 30 or 40,000 labels, on the reels incoming for detailer. Obviously there's all the other products as well, but still just for the detailer. And for some reason, guess the only product they had issue with?
Detailer.
And I'm like, you couldn't make it up. I mean, next time you guys might want interior, it'll be the interior that goes man down, right? So basically,
just write detailer with a.
I was gonna say, get masking tape.
We'll use it.
Put it
It's
on top of the
crazy.
box.
Honestly, I had to ring in the prime minister, the royal family. I'm like, this needs to happen in 24 hours, guys, because otherwise it's going to be, a second civil war here. So the goal is we're going to be doing an air shipment, a major air shipment to you guys. That's going to contain quite a large amount of product, all detailer, by the way. That's the most important thing first. Then you've got what Eddie did with Jamie when they were in Florida with us. There was an obscenely huge amount of product that's incoming. Like literally, I kid you not, like it's half a ship. Like I've never seen anything like it in my life. And then on top of that, Jamie's crazy idea was, well, regardless of what happens, every month, it doesn't matter, we need a container, so a 40-foot high cube container of just detailer, regardless. Rain, snow, shine. So there's 3 fronts being attacked. So it's coming. As soon as it gets picked up and it's in the sky, it's literally 24 to 48 hours.
Nice. All right, let's get another question up for these good people.
Yep. Oh, where'd it go? Keeps on moving on me.
All right, Chelsea asks, will Kelly ever be in Yum Car videos doing a detail?
She lives in the shadows, that lady, honestly. She actually did a few videos detailing. This is way back. She's actually, believe it or not, you know what her best skill is? Wet sanding.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, she's very particular. I mean, it's not very cost effective in a business sense. She'll sand the door handle for 4 days, but it's great. Like what she does is unbelievable. I can get her in a video. Yeah, sure. That'd be cool.
That's a little bit more than what sock takes to buff out a panel.
Yeah.
All right.
Not by much.
Nope.
Yes,
One
it
Cold
can.
Gamer asks, can Yum Citrus be used in an IK foamer?
Absolutely.
Yes. I wouldn't recommend doing the whole car with it because unless you're doing a spot treat, specifically on the front, maybe if you want a bit more dwell time, but to foam on citrus via a pump foamer of any description is a bit, kind of, if time's your thing, it's not very time effective. I'd rather you spray it with an IK sprayer if you're using it that way.
All right.
All right, next question. Rick Smith asks, Nick, years ago, you did a review of AMMO. Your attitude and personality talking positive about a competitor is what sold me to try your line. So that was more of a statement.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I bought 2 of everything. I can't, if I remember. In fact, that's when me and Kelly almost got a divorce, actually, because when I proceeded to buy 2 of everything from Larry, I didn't know at the time that she actually bought me something from him as well.
So you had 3.
Actually downstairs I've got 3 of his paste waxes because she wanted to import it from New York, right? And she wasn't best pleased about that. She was like, Nick, the only time you buy something is the same thing I buy you from the US.
Great mind things alike.
Yeah, I like him, whatever people say, regardless. I think he's a great guy. He's one of the OGs. And I just wanted to support. And then I thought, at the time, do a reaction video. It's not my style. It's not my style of content. But I thought, I like the guy. Wanted to see what it's like. I've still got all the stuff downstairs, and I'm about to do that same thing 2 more times in the next few weeks. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
I love Larry, but you got to take a mortgage out to buy his stuff.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah.
All right, Bays Mesa, welcome over here, Mr. Ott. With the UK car wash restrictions, is it difficult to drive sales there compared to US?
Everything is more difficult in the UK, honestly. How can an island 80 miles wide have a water restriction? Don't get me started. I think it's ridiculous, when you've got kind of California, Arizona, like the usual states like that, the dry states, southern Texas, unless it's like ridiculous, World War III territory. I've never heard of you guys having water restrictions, but in the UK, 4 days of sunshine, and that's it, game over. So it is difficult because the UK crowd don't really understand Rinseless as well as you guys do. Because Rinseless to us, even though it's not a new technology, it's not a popular technology, let's put it that way. So I'm trying to do the good work and try to explain to people, look, there is technology now in 2026 behind it safely, but it's more difficult.
Hopping off
Nick,
on
did
that.
you happen to notice that your Rinseless sales went up in the UK during that?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so at the minute we are pumping quite a lot of Rinseless. Some of it probably is because of the content I'm doing. Obviously, I'm trying to balance the content because you don't want a social media channel with just Rinseless because people just get bored, right? So I'm going to try and fettle it in. But yeah, you could see a direct change to it. The only problem is very soon it's going to be cold in the UK. People don't have the garages like you guys have where you can wash inside, etc. And we most likely be in a drought till January, February. So it's going to be an interesting autumn, winter time.
Yeah, Paul Woodcock says there's no water restrictions or bans in Cheshire.
Yeah, it's further north than us, so yeah, it rains a bit more. Yeah.
So I'm not trying to tell you what to make or what to do, but since you guys have that issue, wouldn't it be smart to make a waterless wash?
You could technically do it. That's the thing, Frankie. I'm looking at the options at the minute of can we make it better than what we already have? Because the last thing I want to do is drop you an extra product to buy, right? There should be a video coming out to this as a pure test of rinseless / detailer in a certain mix in a spray bottle to make it waterless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another Easter egg.
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, if it can't compete 100% with the best waterless wash, Frankie, then again, this is something that we will do. But I'm trying my hardest to hold the line to drop any new product that you don't need.
That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get a question
there.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a. There's
all right.
Tough one.
Ty. He asked.
What a question.
Can y'all ask Nick why his ceramic costs so much and it's a performance, gloss, slickness, durability is around hot coat from Quiver?
Is he
talking? Let me just say, Ty is a broke voice.
Yeah, can I answer that for you, Nick? Ty, quit being cheap.
But you know what? Nick can answer. Is it close to the performance of Quiver? If you ever tried the Quiver hot coat,
I've got all of Josh's products here. Me and him have been trying to do a video, by the way, for now a year and a half. It's just unfortunate when he comes to the UK. It seems I'm always in the US, so he comes around a certain time of the year, and I'm just never here because I'm with you guys. So Quiver's great, right? The way he's kind of built his line, it's more sun friendly. It's more for the quickness, the mobile detailers, you know. So the way his niche is unbelievable. I think it's great. Now, the reason the cost is our raws are just a bit more expensive. I wouldn't say it's that much more expensive. It's hard to answer. I mean, you know, we don't just wake up and say, right, this is going to be the price because we just fancy it. We look at, you know, everything that's happening right now and how much is it going to cost. Yeah, I mean, price can sometimes be a problem, but we try our best.
I think there's some other things that a lot of people that when they ask about the price don't take into consideration is the fact that, hey, guess what? This is coming across the ocean. There are differences in expenses because of import fees and all these things that go on with it. So the cost of making it and everything creates a product that is going to cost a little bit more. That's just how it is. There's no way to get around some of that.
You can easily add 30%. Just for shipping and import alone, and this is wholesale I'm talking about. If you're doing it as a retail customer, I mean, you can add 100% onto the package, right, in terms of shipping. But with how we ship our containers, we try our very best. And trust me, this shipment that's going out, we're even doing one further thing for everybody in the US. I can't say what it is, but like, yeah, it's that's all I'll say. Like
30%, and then add 30% for exchange, and it's
no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so £1 is usually on average $1.3, right? So that's 30% off the bat. Like, and we cannot do anything about that.
Yeah, if it's too expensive, guys, for you, just wait for a sale and then buy it then and load up. Yeah. All right, Tom's detailed instructions asks, will the fully loaded detail bag ever be available at door?
it kind of goes off the previous conversation we just had. To add all that cost to make a bundle cost, you have to give the client a saving, right? Otherwise, you can just buy them independently. So with all the additional cost of importing, to then reduce it even further, imagine if you say, I want to give all my bundles 20% off, right? All of a sudden, you're asking somebody to potentially do 50, 60% off on a bundle. So again, that's not a question for me because, you know, I can't force anybody to buy, but I will do you one thing though, guys. And I've said this to Eddie and Jamie. I mean, he told me to suck this and this and that. You know what I mean? You know how Eddie is, right? But what I'm going to do, because he doesn't listen to me, we're going to make sure that we ship some pre-made bags over to you guys, all barcoded, so the warehouse is, you know, on point with the scanner and stuff. So we're going to do that for you, from us to you, and we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Cool.
Just get it shipped right. Hey, there was a question by Chris M. 2 questions ago that you brought up, but you forgot to bring it back up. Can you bring that one up?
I have no control over this.
Yeah, you can bring it back up.
So Chris M was asking, are there any plans or thoughts on bringing some of the blending over to the U.S.?
Great question. The only thing is, I'm going to get sung here, honestly, I swear. It's very difficult. You guys have got some great blenders in America, right? I mean, they're huge. The problem is the raws. It's always about the raws. Now, certain raws for certain products can only be attained in certain locations in the world. That's the way it always will be, and it's the way it is, right? So regardless of where the blending takes place, if a raw comes from Japan, unfortunately, then you have to import it from Japan, and you have to look at the cost of importing it into A versus B. But I think, you know, with some people have guessed it already, some of our secret operations, as I call it. I love just taking people for a ride. I think it's so cool. You know, in Florida and all these other things. There's some other places that's going to be more secret operations. I think people are getting a hint there. So that's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
This is why the Koreans are so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before B. Riley texts me again.
All right. Brandon asks, okay, can I ask my question again? Since Adamo doesn't like me, when can we get a Yum Easter egg compendium?
When do you want it?
Yesterday?
That can be typical, yeah. It can be organized.
He's like Veruca Salt, you know, I want it now.
It could be done.
All right. Next question, Adamo. Chingy Blingy asks, does Nick have any plans to revamp his soaps, wash and foam? Hey, Vice, keep your ears open for this one. All love and respect, but they are somewhat singular in talent. Could be combined for slickness, foam, and add in cleaning power.
Interesting. Chingy Blingy, my brother. What a question. So again, my textbook answer is we're always trying to V2, V3, whatever the version is at the time, always the next version. It takes how long it takes, you know. A lot of people, if I was to answer that twice, so I'm going to split the products in two. So wash, I know you guys wash in a slightly different way to us, and you like to like double foam, you know, this, you know, versus that, etc. Now, wash was specifically designed to be used in a bucket. I know that seems really strange, but if you compare it, you know, the way it slides across the panel, wash pad only out of a bucket, it, in my opinion, behaves completely differently to kind of, you know, most things. The foam and the surfactant package in there doesn't break as easily, etc., right? Now, some people in North America want to foam the shampoo one. Now, we proudly say this, like it's not a foam can and applied car soap, right? Which is fine. We're working on that. And in terms of foam, like Conway said, we have technically 3 different things that you can foam, all for different effects. Now, foam, when people compare it to high pH, yeah, it's not going to compare to anything high pH as a pre-wash, but we designed it for that weird person who's got a coated wax car that may not be driving through AMMO's, you know, winter condition that just wants to wash his car once, maybe twice a week, you do not want to hit your car with high pH all the time. What's the point, right? So foam exists in that way to where it's a clinger, right? So it will soften up, your bugs, maybe some road film, etc. But when you're comparing it to heavy cleaning power, of course, we come last. But I'm the one saying it up front. So I had this like really weird vision. Now, yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I know, obviously, Noah probably is going to absolutely come out the gate flying here, so I'm ready for him.
Okay,
Well,
Get it out of your system.
I don't think it's a mystery to anybody, but I like the Yum products, but I will say wash and foam I don't think are that good in my opinion. But
Okay.
I do have, that's a good point that what you made, that you guys have a different washing style in the UK, and everybody here uses their pH neutral soap in the bucket and to foam. So having two products is kind of like, at least in the US's sense, like why would you have two when you can have one? But also specifically for wash. So in my opinion, I think wash is too thick of a soap compared to the others on the market.
I agree.
It's very hard to mix in a bucket, and it doesn't really foam well in a foam cannon, so it's not my top pick. Also, the scent is like bubblegum, which I don't think a lot of people are big fans of, but me particularly, I don't really like it. But
Don't speak for other
that's my
people.
main-
Speak for yourself.
Don't speak for other people.
Well, I've spoken to some people, and I think some people share the same concerns as I do. But I'm really looking forward to a V2 of wash and foam and see how that comes out.
See, that's interesting. I mean, there could be a V2.1 on that one, whether you combine it all, etc. Like you mentioned. But in terms of thickness, I agree with you. Look, it's that valid feedback now in terms of foaming it on, etc. Like I get it. Everyone's so different, and I take everything on board. And we're working on something to where as we say, we're going to bring the smoke. So hopefully it works, but it might take a little bit of while. It might be tomorrow. Who knows?
Don't you
So Nick-
dare change Foam Plus. Do not,
Foam Plus
is
is the
good.
winner. Yeah.
do not touch that.
Works perfect.
Nick, how much of adjustments do you think you've had to make? Because when you created the product line, you started off with your clientele base being out of the UK. And because there's a vast difference in how we do things here versus how things are done in the UK. I mean, unless you're Dan, who does 52 pre-washes, but it's a different way of doing things than we are here. We're very quick to the point. We're looking for usually a hammer right off the bat. We want something that's got that boost cleaning with less products to do it in. The UK seems to be a lot more different steps than we usually use.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we make adjustments. I mean, what Noah said, it's 100% right. Everyone, whatever they say in this chat, they are 100% right in what they say, because that's what they use. That's what they look for, right? And you can never, you can never question what I like versus you, Conway, or Noah, Adam, or whoever, right? Everyone has a different way of doing it. Now, you guys have got all the climates. That's the thing. You've got the worst, you've got the best, and you've got somewhere in the middle, right? The UK is great. Right, that's it.
It's just
great.
raining all the time.
Yes, and when it's sunny, we go into a major drought, basically, for 4 days a year. Now, you guys do it differently. Now, whether we make adjustments to that or not, you guys will tell us. Like Noah just has, I don't like this, I like this. Do that, right? If we get enough of that, amongst all the different people, we will make an adjustment. And Jamie's given me some great ideas. Why don't you do it this way and stuff like that? So we're working on it. We're going to go through our normal, typical development cycle, and we'll see what happens.
And I think this question by Chingy kind of brings everything together. We do things differently here than you guys do in the UK, but I've noticed that the UK does things in systems, especially you, with your everything's a system.
I would agree. Yeah, it just like, see, I don't agree personally with a brand offering only one alternative for a pre-wash on its IPH, because you're giving somebody a nuclear option or nothing, right? And then you would have to dilute it so heavily to where you would get it closer to neutral-ish, you know. But if you dilute it that heavily, that means you're not getting the foam or the cling, you know what I mean? Like you start immediately losing something to gain something else. So this is why I wouldn't say we have like the most complete system in the world. It's more of a system built off the back of car guys. Like, as in, look, how do we wash cars? How do we want to maintain our pride and joys? Are we ever going to make a pH 1.7 million pre-wash that's going to burn all the trim? Probably not, if I'm honest. You know, that's me being just kind of real about it. Because most normal people don't know, you know, your PIRs and dilution ratios and all that. So why can we make, so for example, wheel foam, right? 13.5 on the pH. I can do a video if you wish, a short video just to showcase it. You could foam that thing raw. So 1 liter of wheel foam, and you can keep doing it all day, right? One of the best pre-washers in the game, and it won't even stain one single piece of trim, wheels, anything like that. So like, we want to give people as much option as possible without making a redundant product.
So Chingy just asked a really good question. Being that a lot of us do look at Yum as a system, and in your process of making these products, what's the process that goes through to make sure they all are symbiotic and they don't like clash with each other?
Thank you, David.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And this is why certain things take so long, because we have a pre-existing system before a new product gets launched. And the best thing I can talk about, for example, the paint serums, right? Over 7 years in development. You've heard the spiel, right? But as you're doing the development, you have to see, right, how is the washing system going to work with it? How is the drying aid systems, you know, foam plus, all these type of things. There's 3 systems there. How do they work together without anything else? So, for example, Jamie found this out the hard way with Paint Serum 2, 4, and 6. He put certain other products on it, and it just rejected everything. It was like a hot mess, right, on a black car. It was rejecting all the drying aids, but there's only one it didn't reject. And this is how we do it. You know, adjust, etc. So,
yeah. Now, I got a question that you brought. I apologize if anyone wants to jump in, but I just got to ask this question because you brought up serums. I hear this a lot about people asking about the 7-year journey to make the serum. So how much of that is legend, and how much of that is, like, you know, explain to the people about the 7-year process of making the serums.
It's 110% true, 0% legend. Because we could have dropped the serums 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you think about it, if you want the honest answer, we're a business. Some people in this chat own a business. You can't sit on something, a service or a product, for that long and not make any money on it, right? So that alone should answer enough questions. But in terms of the development, and there's another development which is very, very close to being launched, and that's maybe what Don said, is anything else launching. When you look at certain segments of the market, there are some giants, some amazing products that, personally, to me, I don't want to release a number 700 version of it. I want to release the number 1 version of it, right?
Thank you.
Certain things take time, right? So in terms of the coating game, I don't need to say to you, but there are some unbelievable coatings in the world. 1-step systems, 20-step systems, some amazing stuff, right? So when we want to do it, do we want to say that our brand is associated with, oh, it's okay, you know what I mean, that's an okay coating, it beads, you know, maybe it's a bit slick, it dies off. So I never wanted that. So it just takes time, and you can't test the coating. Like Foam Plus, for example, I can kill Foam Plus in 3 washes if I really want to. Easy to test version 100, right? You can't really test the coating, put it on. Like, you have to give it time.
Right. And I think that's a testament to how great those serums are, because a lot of people, the disbelief comes from the fact that they're so freaking amazing that they're like, well, shit, he had this 7 years ago and he waited that long to release it. That's what patience, you know, is a virtue, I guess. And that's why
100%.
people are in disbelief.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about interrupting you, Vice. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna go off of what J Farm is saying here, Nick. Could you go a little bit deeper? Like you've had multiple test subjects, having the Yum serum and multiple different levels, multiple different climates. Could you go a little bit more in depth in that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the development, it was 10 to 15-ish versions that we were trying per each of the serums, right? All with different technology, right? Does it contain graphene? Does it not? Is it silicon carbide? Or, like all the different mixes that we could kind of come up with. Now, once we did a fast test, I'll be really honest. So the true development was actually a little bit longer, but beforehand, we wanted to see which is the way we want to go and which way does it react. Once we came down to what we currently have, right? At this point, you've heard the number, it's like circa 120 cars worldwide. And we said, don't just test it in the UK. Like we're a moderate climate. Yeah, it rains a little bit, it's a bit frosty, but we want to test it high heat, super cold, salty versus non-salty. So once we found out what we wanted, we then had a very close group of people, who we trust, etc. And we said, look, do this. This is how you apply it. Make sure you give it the legs in terms of cure time, etc. The one constant we did is, can you please just use our product line, right? Because that would be an easy answer at that point. Now, internally here in the UK, we've got a fleet of cars that are, it's private, and we then tested it against all the other people, so high pH foams, acid soaps, all these type of things. I did that personally because I want to see what it's doing. I don't technically trust somebody's judgment alone, so I have to do it first. So yeah, it was a bit of a pain.
And you guys are one of the few companies that actually tested it on real vehicles instead of just lab tests.
Yeah, you could argue the point, and there's good points to everything, right? But there are certain UK brands. I'll keep it towards the UK at the time. I'm sure there's a video on it somewhere on my channel where I was quoting, I think it was our GLC car. And for some reason, it turned into a rant because at that specific time on the weekend, a certain brand, 18-month-old, dropped a 5-year package. And I'm like, no, yeah. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But
keep on the topic of the serums, because I know that a lot of people think that Detailer is the best product you have, or Citrus. I believe your coup de grace, your crown jewel is your serums. And I think those are actually your best products that you carry. I've actually installed, past week ago, installed the Serum 6 for the 50th time.
Honestly, Conway, unbelievable. I wish I could frame that 15 seconds and put it somewhere on my wall. That is just truly, ask me 10 years ago that one person would do 50 bottles of a very, very expensive coating. It's unbelievable. Thank you.
Did 218
Conway orders
coatings.
by the pallets.
Yeah, I did 218 coatings last year. This year should be closer to 300. But it's one of those things that I think there's videos out there and some various stuff like that where did you predict that some of the struggles that people might have with changes in humidity or issues like that, where they would maybe have installation problems? Or
absolutely. As soon as I sat there, look, if you want the true story, just give me 60 seconds, I'll tell you. 2018, right? Everybody knows we had a detail business, and we kept doubling the prices of the business to try and get the customers away. The opposite happened. That's a true story, right? The queue kept growing around the block, and I thought, well, that's not normally how it works. If you increase your prices, people normally drop off, right? So this is where in 2020, we stopped our detailing completely because we ran that business up to the limit to where we wanted to kind of be, right? Now, in 2018, going back a little bit, I went to two very well-known coat manufacturers, yeah? And they gave me, literally, it was like applying to be the president. All these loopholes, et cetera, and I thought, like, really? So I went to these two coatings, local training centers. I walked in there, walked straight back out. I was like, there's no way this guy's teaching us, right? Because I thought who are you to tell me that I have to use a special coating and pay $900 for it, right? I don't agree with that. So when we decided that Paint Serum 6, now that it's called this way, is a accredited coating level, Conway, you're probably the best person to answer this, right? If you're talking about some major coating people, that's double their strength. Like, it is an unbelievable product. Now, you have to give it a little bit of respect if anything changes in the air. Now, we knew somewhere down the line, somebody's going to think this is just a 6-year coating, blah, 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 because that's how we named it. Now, the true durability of it is actually, all I will say is we have under-promised and over-delivered. That's all I'm going to say. All right? So it's actually a longer-lasting coating, right? Now, the person you're talking about in question, I was on the phone to them for over an hour, kind of telling them. Now, most people know that air conditioning removes humidity from the air, right? That's not my technology. That's a worldwide technology. Now, when you remove humidity from the air on an accredited coating, you're going to have a problem. Yeah.
So the biggest thing I think I've seen with a lot of the serums outside of the install is though that, man, they really pop. They're extremely glossy. They have a lot of great hydrophobics. I think
that's hydrophobics in the game. Correct that, sir.
Yeah. I think Serum 6 has probably there are other brands out there that match it for hydrophobics or just as well. But I think as far as for gloss and the slickness factor and stuff like that, that it's really hard to beat. And I would probably say that's probably based on the SIC that you use with that instead of, SiO2, because SiO2, of course, isn't nearly as durable or as slick or as glossy as SIC. So,
I mean, that's
and also
one of
the coatings, they don't clog as much as other coatings. That's what I've noticed.
Well,
Yeah,
I think a lot of that is because there are so many coatings out there that are using what people don't understand is that like an SiO2 coating, its strength isn't the SiO2. Its strength is the resin. It bonds through the resin. It doesn't bond through the ceramic. SiC actually bonds to the actual paint, not through the resin. So it's more durable. It's more chemical resistant. It's less chance of it clogging. It's a better all around.
Yeah, I mean, we used obviously the silicon carbide kind of name, as part of the marketing process and, the launch process in Las Vegas, because some people know what it is. They can kind of Google it. They can understand it. There are certain other things that obviously nobody knows about, but this is where the other part of the coatings kind of come into it, the partial absorbency, the flexibility of it. It's just a very good, nice product. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be, as people call me, hype. I'm not going to hype my own products up. I think I will let them kind of hopefully eventually do the talking.
We'll hype it up for you. Don't worry. We're down with SIC. You know me. Come on.
Is Nick? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to run here, guys. But I have a question, and that question is if there was any product in your entire line that you said that's the one that I like the least, which product would it be?
The one I like the least. Now you're choosing who you move. Wow.
Which child do you hate the most?
Exactly. I would probably say panel wipe, and that's only due to the application of the product itself, right? What does the product do? Right? Panel wipe is probably the less glamorous product of them all, right? Now, we've made it the best we could. It's extra strong, it smells nice, blah, 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 right? It's a very beautiful product, and you can dilute it. But if I could say I don't like you the most, very hard, it would probably be panel wipe.
Wow.
That's fair.
Appreciate it, Nick, and appreciate you guys having me on tonight with you and getting a chance to
Have a good night,
hang
Conway.
out. And I'll catch up with you all later. Much love, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Conway.
Good night, Conway.
Hey, Nick, I got a question going off some of the things that you brought
Lost all audio
well,
since Conway left. Hold on.
Can you hear us, Nick?
no,
Conway
yeah,
broke
there
the chat. I can't hear no one.
Oh shit.
Back out.
He's gotta leave and come back.
Leave and come back.
Hold on.
Leave and come back. All
Greg,
right.
did you have a question?
Yeah, Greg,
wanted to
you've been
ask?
writing a lot of notes there, man. What you
Yeah.
got on there?
Jesus.
He has a
Christ.
chisel and a stone to
and yeah,
take his
chiseling
notes.
stoning into that that piece of paper there.
Is that
Oh, Frankie probably broke too.
Oh, we lost another one.
Yeah.
Another
All right.
one bite the dust.
Any questions that are non-Nick related, Adamo?
Oh, he's back.
All right.
Yeah.
I lost the whole chat. I could just see mouths moving. Wow.
Yeah.
It
So-
happens.
It's all good.
It happens. So we were talking. You were talking earlier about wheel foam being a great pre-wash. What is the dilution for that?
If you want a steady pre-wash at all times, 3 ounces, maybe 4, depending if you're on winters. Very nice as a high pH. And if you want super nuclear option, so it's 200 mil. What's that? That is 6 and a bit ounces. If you truly want it that way, you know. But 3 works really well for me. Very nice.
In a foam cannon?
Yes, I'm sorry, in a foam cannon.
About 7, almost just a little over. Actually, just under 7 ounces is 200 mils.
You
And
should
Nick, I have
try.
a-
You know, yeah.
I was gonna say, Nick, I have a question. So, since wheel foam is a high pH, what benefits do you have on using wheels and undress rather than just wheel foam on the wheels?
Yes. So wheels specifically, neutral in nature, 2-in-1. It's a reactive product, right? Now it's a 50-50 product, half of it being, you know, the reactive side, half of it being the degreaser side. But the degreaser side in that product versus the undressed versus the wheel foam, obviously it's a different one altogether. Now undress is the stronger product for the rubbers and the trim, right? But if we're talking rubbers, because they're, you know, extra porous, we can't safely put that specific blend of raws in a paint system that can be used all the time, because you run the risk of let's call it delamination of kind of like the silver and chrome parts, miscoloring of the black parts. So it has to be a different chemistry. Because something's high pH doesn't mean it does the same thing.
All right.
So-
Let's see. Press all labels. When? That's from Rico Detail.
Well, actually,
There's
I
a
don't know-
few of those that asked that.
I don't know if you guys can just quickly put me on a wider screen, because I know it's cutting me off.
Give
I
him
don't
the
know if that
screen,
works.
Greg.
Where'd he go?
Not that
I
screen.
broke it.
Hold on, Greg's over
If you break it, it's
Oh,
fine.
not
No,
Dave.
don't. I'm sorry, I broke it.
No,
No,
Oh, we got Dave.
just show 'em-
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I've got some hints all around this place at the minute. Obviously,
Oh,
some
put 'em
stuff
on.
I've kind of showed you. Some stuff's obviously off camera at the minute, but if it was on a widescreen, you'd see it. The Prezzo labels, we're literally just waiting for the package is being air shipped, and that's literally the only thing. Hope people can appreciate this. We've had to invest in special packaging just for the Chicago warehouse. So yeah, we didn't have to do that. I mean, Prezzo labels have been available with us from day one, as Dave has got in his hands there, right?
And if you guys can't wait, $50 a label. Just give me a call in the DMs.
So we've got special packaging just for Chicago. So we've had to invest a little bit of money. It's nothing proprietary, let's be honest about it. But the way Chicago works is in a certain way, and we say, okay, no problem.
As
So
the great Sean Connery said, we do it the Chicago way.
yes. So hopefully before
wrong
the
with
Thor
Chicago?
birthday, they should be at the warehouse live.
Okay. And if not, I'm writing this down, Nick.
Yeah, go on.
He's got a lot of notes down, Nick. You got to be careful.
Jesus Christ, Greg. What are you taking a test? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Relax. All right. Chingy
Just
asks,
taking notes.
where in the Yum system do you see the biggest opportunity to lock in and see the biggest growth?
All the system, Chingy. That's what I mean. We just want to just push the envelope as much as we can. Protective side, the cleaning side, you know, without taking it past the limit of unsafe. There's a huge limit at that top level, and the diminishing return level as well. I mean, you can make a car soap for $50 a bottle. Is it going to be $50 better a bottle than something else? And the answer is always no. By
You
the
can make it
way,
like $100 a gallon too. That seems to be a popular number lately.
Oh, that guy loves me, so I'm not going to say anything. He loves me. So, yeah, we're pushing everything. So on the protective line, can we make it slicker, glossier, especially the water delivered systems, like the ceramic spray sealants, etc. I just want to push that experience level so much. No, I'm not really focused on the durability. In terms of soaps, again, Noah's had his opinion. Other people have got other opinions, and you know what? Like, we're pushing the envelope everywhere. So it's all
Noah's wrong.
No, see, but I don't know. That's the thing.
I've had a lot of hot debates with people.
I'm just bugging him.
No, but that's the thing. Some people are right in this factor, and this factor, right? So everybody's right. I'm sure everybody in this chat right now could probably pick apart at least one product that they don't like the characteristics of, right? And you're all right.
You can't please everybody.
No.
B. Riley, by the way, asks Nick if he brings his Wash 5 liter, can you autograph it?
See,
I'll autograph it for you, B. Riley. I got you.
I'll charge him $50.
Hey, Dama, do me a favor. Put up Bren's previous comment there, Old Granddad.
Which one?
If you make a new pre-wash or a new soap, please call it Old Granddad, because that would be a great little for the people in the know, you know who that is. That would be a great joke. I would enjoy it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, without mentioning those names, but it's affected, in certain ways our business in a way that you guys don't even want to know or believe. It is actually horrific, like really horrific. And I just think we're washing cars, right? Let's be honest. So the one, as my name says, is the reason I put the smoke chaser on, because the smoke in that field, and especially, when we're talking labels and other things, it's going to come. Wildfire smoke's going to be. So obviously Eddie and Jamie are aware of it, and hopefully we'll make a better system than the German system. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Where do you see any gaps in the products you currently have that you'd like to take a look at filling?
If anything, I want to reduce the product line. Can we combine things, whether it be the interior system, and our interior system is, skeleton thin, right, on purpose. Can we make it even thinner? And that's expansion-wise. I could talk all day, but in terms of the reduction, I want to make it as simple and as comprehensive as possible per each bottle. Whether I get there, I don't know, but I'll try.
So with these new products, do you think it's more of customer feedback telling you this, or is it that you want to solve a problem, or is it just, hey, this is Nick's new pet project, right? What's your mentality there?
Those three actually is where I normally sit. So first of all, it's something that I think, we don't have this product line. Can we beat it, right? It's more of a need and not a want. So when we started developing, it's all about, the passion. We'll go and buy I've got a room downstairs, right? It's around 1,200 square feet, right? It looks like an office like this, minus kind of the lights and stuff. If anything fails with this brand, I can open up a retail store. Let's put it that way. So we'll buy every, say, car wash soap at 16 ounces, and we'll test it. You know what I mean? And we have to do that probably 3-4 times. Very expensive, and this is why if you ask me about any brands, I've used it and I'll give you my opinion on it, right? But that's because we have to do it. I also do it because I want to. Now, the other part of it is customer feedback we take. Now, we assess all feedback. So imagine if 1 million people said your detail spray streaks, right? Then we look at that. Like, why is it doing it? And we have to kind of replicate the problem. But luckily, it doesn't happen in that way because we don't fast launch a product. That's where the development cycle comes back into it. But if we ever miss it, because everyone's human, right? If we ever miss anything, we will listen. So Noah's saying he wants a foam cannon soap, then you know what? No, that's great feedback, by the way, because I love that way of washing. I double foam my vehicles, one with the pre-wash, one with the car soap. So I agree with you, Noah, and we're working on it.
All right, let's get to another question here for Nick from the good people. All right, EJB asks, how is your coatings do in Canada winters? Oh, I'm sure Dom was going to listen with bells on here.
Very well, actually. One of our main test subjects for winter was Canada. So very well. Yeah.
It wasn't
Very
me.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Dom will
before
find
you,
much of
Anna,
that.
yeah.
Dom will find a way to make it fail. I'm sure.
I got a follow-up question. What is the most obscure place that you did like car testing, like country-wise?
Obscure. Oof.
Like what country? Like I'm just curious.
I'm just trying to think if what's more obscure in my opinion, high heat or extreme low colds. Probably Canada, if I'm honest, because heat's one
We
thing.
get both.
It's difficult. Yeah, I mean, heat itself is also very dangerous for any kind of protective product. So that's a very good question, Alvin. It's obscurity. I'll probably say Canada for the cold and
Dubai for
sun.
the summer.
No, we want hot and humid because Dubai's hot, not humid, and that actually kind of helps.
South America?
What's the most humid? See, I'm now thinking.
There's Florida.
We did do a lot of testing in Florida, by the way. So maybe, kind of the Orlando South area. So, maybe even southeast of Florida is very humid. It rains all the time. And water spotting is a problem because it's rain and sun. So, yeah, I would probably say that. Southern Florida and Canada in general during the winter.
Mm-hmm. All right. Chris M asks, Nick, what other regions of the world do you see success with Yum? Asia, Russia, Korea, North Korea.
Well, I mean, in Russia, that's fairly simple. I could make that happen tomorrow. Again, it's kind of like my heritage up there. So it's like my backyard. I can make that happen.
Couple calls to the KGB.
Yeah, I'll ring my Uncle Vlad and stuff. We'll just make it happen. In terms of Asia, I mean, we're already in China, which is unbelievable. To me, that is, a compliment. When China buys from you, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah. So we've been in China for a year and a half now. And in terms of anywhere else, I'm not sure. I mean, apparently Korea's warming up, so yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw a video where like Sealant had came across your products in Korea. Is that?
Yep.
That was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some stuff. He's doing his own testing. He reached out and yeah, in fact, he was walking around China. This is the weird thing. I think I don't know if you ever saw that story. He was walking around a Chinese warehouse. Yeah. And he came across just a shelf. I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, next question. Chingy Blingy asks, Nick, somewhere someone is seeing you for the first time. What can you share about Yum that is different from the rest of the brands out there?
See, this is why you love Chingy, right? He thinks outside the box. What a question. Every question he's done so far has been amazing. So what are we different? It's the people and the methodology behind the product development and the product finish line. That is where I think we pride ourselves.
All right, next question.
Well, how about Chingy again?
Chingy asked, Nick, when can we expect a U.S. branch of Yum?
He's trying to sing me. I'm telling you. He's sat there right now, probably laughing at his phone. He's like, I'm going to sing this, man. That's it. I don't know. It's tough. All I'm saying is we're speaking to a lawyer right now, so I don't know.
All right.
Stay tuned.
New house in Florida, maybe.
That actually, I don't know on. I don't know. There's a few locations, but yeah.
Well, Southern California's always got a home for you here.
I appreciate
All
that.
right. Bryce Auto Detailing asks, hey, Nick, what product line inspired you to come up with Yum?
No single product line ever did do that. I took a collection of the greatest hits and thought, can we combine it? Because there are some brands out there that have got, hero products. And I thought, well, if you do that across 10 brands, each brand has got, say, 3 hero products. That's 30 products all of a sudden, right? So we wanted to do a one-stop. I don't think it's ever possible, right? But I'm going to try my hardest to kind of do that. But I mean, believe it or not, one of my biggest inspirations back in the day when I was still in the military, Adams polishers.
I was about to say that. What about
Definitely
Adams?
good. Definitely a good line.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Chingy again. I don't know. He's just saying definitely Miami Energy. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I
I'm from
think
Miami.
more Texas.
I think
more
I
Texas.
think you could fit in there.
Miami or LA. That's what I say. Anyways, Brandon asks, Nick, how do you make sure people know the versatility? A lot of it is not on the label. I was floored by how much good wheel foam was as a high pH wash.
We will forever, Brandon, fight the video ladder of. It's so fun, by the way. If anyone here, probably agrees with me that making videos with nothing on the tail end of that, please buy this at the end of the video type of thing. If you make videos just for the passion of it, that's probably one of the to me anyway, this is where I become really sad. It's one of the greatest things. Even Kelly said, you become hyper, right, after a video, because like I just enjoy the process of filming and talking. So we try our very best to film as much content, and I think we're close to 500 long form videos now, and it's only going to increase. So we always fight the good fight with information and the side uses. We can't always put it on the label because don't forget we can't control where it's sold to. So somebody might read that in a different way and all of a sudden becomes a problem. So we're using it as a straight product. If you want the side uses, here's the video. But we are making a third version of that to maybe where there's a location of Easter eggs only.
Maybe throw a QR code on the back where it links to videos.
Yeah,
that was a popular suggestion, by the way.
I really liked your Yum Wash video. That was amazing.
What, in terms of using more product?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people took that seriously, and I got a lot of hate for that privately.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was that mostly from, though?
Where was what? Sorry.
The hate from.
Some people just misunderstood. I said, look, guys, I'm just joking. I said, how dare you use 5 liters? Do you realize brand X is X amount per gallon? I'm like, you do know it's a joke, right? And some people just took it as another excuse to take a pop. So,
Greg, it's the same people that read the SDS sheet and take it as Bible.
The SDS bandits.
Yeah.
Hey, next time, if they want true hate, I might just unlock an IBC and open that tap and just pour 300 gallons out and say, this is how you wash a car,
Straight wash.
Yeah.
Just lather it on.
Next question from J Farm asking, how much more volume can you guys handle before having to make major production changes?
I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to find out. I mean, we have a really cool team here. Now, we are not Amazon and we're not Jeff Bezos just yet, but I think the very small team of now 7 that we have, 8 will be next month. We're having an operations person step in. By the way, she left the police of 22 years, 22 or 24, I can't remember. She starts next month. Amazing woman. Production-wise, we have a great production team. They are actually from Ukraine, I'll be completely honest with you. Husband and wife. It was only the wife first. She worked with us 3 years ago. She had to leave this country, the UK, to go back into a war zone to smuggle her husband out because men are not allowed to leave the country. We helped her. It took 14-ish months through 15 different borders, but she exported her husband into the UK. And she called us when she landed in the UK, said, do I have a job and can my husband work with me? I was like, yeah. So now it's husband and wife team on the production side, and they are unbelievable. I mean, the amount of stuff they can do in terms of production and pouring us, it's crazy. So I'm not sure what the limit is. I think we'll run out of space first before the production limit hits, if I'm honest. Cool. And we have a second location in the works anyway. It's literally, yeah.
Is that second location just going to be for detailer?
I mean, look, we've took up just over 10,000 square feet across 2 floors, and I wouldn't say we're packed, but we're busy now. We might take another 10, 15,000 square feet on for just cold storage. I'm not sure yet.
Detailer makes sense. I'm more curious about how the call goes between you and Korea about the wash pad. How many wash pads you need?
Yeah. It wouldn't be fair of me to say. that number on Eddie and Jamie's behalf, but when they placed this half a ship order, the wash pad is hilarious. I think we could probably do a container of wash pads. Well, I looked at the number and I thought he's joking. I had to call him. I said, this has to be a typo. He said, no. Yeah, so.
Yeah,
Well, some people are
cool.
buying them at 5 at a time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a wash pad. I mean, it's nice, but it's a wash pad. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but a lot of people use it for soap. A lot of people use it for rinseless. I mean,
I use it like the Gary Dean method. I use like 4 or 5 wash pads in my bucket, so I don't have to go back to the wash bucket with the dirty mitt.
Sorry, Frankie.
Yeah.
You were.
I was just going to say, Adamo, that some people buy it because it's cheaper to buy multiple. Look behind you, of one product than it is one with shipping costs, right? So let's just keep that in mind. Can we? I think somebody else had a question here, but can we get to some of the older questions that have been in there? I'm getting
absolutely. This maybe 2-part question might be good.
Alrighty.
So let's show this one.
Chelsea asks, have you noticed an increase in number of women getting into the professional detailing across UK and Europe?
Yeah, it's a more men-dominated industry. Now, I do see, the people who eventually catch the algorithm. I do see new faces all the time, which is cool, Like, I don't like that word male-dominated. I mean, we're not lifting anything super heavy, anything like that. So I think it's an all-gender industry. But for some reason, it's probably men like more cars. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But I do see more and more, yeah.
And leggings is approved for detailing, by the way, ladies.
Oh, that... yeah.
All right. And Chelsea also asks, and are there any female detailers in particular whose work, knowledge, or approach to the industry you highly regard?
There was one in Europe, but yeah, no longer because, when you find out true people's kind of motivations, that's all I'll say, but quite big detailers in Europe. They were cool for a short time. In terms of, I haven't seen too many kind of like large profile like people that you can watch all the time. So I can't really answer that question, but I'm sure, obviously, because we're all human and there are some exceptional people in every field, that there will be some real amazing people. Yeah.
Is Kelly consider herself a detailer?
No.
No,
absolutely not. So she, very, very good detailer, but as a title, would you consider herself a detailer? No.
All right, I was trying to give you an open for brownie points, but okay, no problem.
Yeah. More.
I need some brownie points
instead.
right now, actually. I woke her up at like 1:45 this morning. She was like, half eye open. So.
All right, DIY with Kane asks, hi, Nick. In the market where influence hype often outpaces actual chemistry, how does Yum maintain its credibility with so many new products are really just private label repeats with louder marketing?
Great question, but I'm going to answer this first word of hype. Can I ask you guys a question, please? Please explain to me why I read some comments, right? And people in the US call us a hype brand, because we're the least, in my opinion, version of a hype brand. I would love to hear some opinions.
I can tell you exactly what it is, because your passion shows in your videos, and some people mistake that as hype. So when you see people like Eddie and Jamie and you that show the passion behind their products that they believe in, they think of other influencers that are out there that it is hype. They're private labeling, crap, or it doesn't necessarily have to be crap, but it could be, they're putting a lot of emphasis on, this is the best product in the whole world, where at least you can back it up with, it may not be the best in the world, but to you, it is the best in the world, and you believe it, and it comes through with your videos. And I think that's where people mistake, they must be hyping up something that, may not be true, but that's got to be you the customer has to go out, buy it, try it. And if it works for you, great. If not, then it is what it is.
Move on.
Exactly.
Grant says it great here. Just try citrus. 10 to 1.
1 to 10. Yeah, that's right.
Does anyone get any other answers? I'm so curious.
To me, hype,
I think
hype is a
go ahead, Don.
short time frame. you guys have been around, like you said, you know, some of your products have been around 6, 8, 10 years. That's not hype to me. Hype is like flash on the scene, popular for a little bit, and then it's gone.
And then
That's
gone.
that's kind of my thought.
And that's true. The Yum is new to America. It's not new to the market. You know, so that's another thing is people think that you're a flash in the pan, but you're not. You're like the overnight success that took 10 years to become an overnight success. You know what I mean?
I love that phrase. Yeah, it's
I think it's also you make yourself available, like, you know, to everybody, and maybe they misconstrue that as, you know, you're always trying to, you know, be out there in everybody's faces, but I mean,
and
you
you
make
use
yourself
that right
available.
more than most AMMO.
Well, you know.
Unfortunately, I mean, I've spoken to Frankie at 3 in the morning before, spoken to you at 3 in the text. David's texting me. Then Don would post a picture, so I'm commenting at 4:32 in the morning. Like, you know, I don't know how I'm still alive right now. If I'm honest,
I know.
'cause I'm
I was
living
like I
in
say,
two
this
time
dude
zones.
doesn't sleep.
Never sleeps.
It's nuts. Oh, but to answer that question on hype, look, I agree. I think it was Kane, right, who said that.
Yeah, correct.
Look, there's just the thing about this industry, and I'll make some weird analogies, you know, but kind of the beauty industry, the tech industry. I know the different costs of items and different retail prices, etc. But I have never seen some of the stuff I've seen in the car care industry. It's just absolutely crazy, right? And yes, it's a younger than other kind of industries. I'm talking, you know, aftermarket wise, it's probably 20, 25 years. I know there's other brands have been around for obviously a lot longer than that, but they're mainstream, call it 2000 onwards, right? Ish. And some of the stuff you read, you hear, and you just think, why? You know, it's crazy. And then obviously the hype kind of element will come into it. And I would read, you know, that comment, and like, I'm not gonna lie, look, guys, you know, ex-military, whatever, Afghanistan veteran, I'm the biggest pussycat in the world. You know, when I read some of the bad comments, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I cry, right? So I'm like, well, that's not fair. You know, I just film some videos, and I think it's a good product. It smells nice. It's slick. Have a smile on your face. When people say you just hype, I'm like, what, marketing? I mean, there's a certain UK brand, you know, I'm not going to mention anything, but, you know, when they say you hype because you film a video, I'm like, well, like, you want to talk about a product, you have to film or take a picture, right? Like, how else are you going to do it? Through the post from 1962?
It's just-
No, that time's gone.
It's just people
most-
hating, honestly.
Most
Yeah.
people that do that, Nick, they don't even purchase the product to test it. So I wouldn't even pay no mind to it. And if anything, if you don't like the word hype, but what I would say is believe the hype. Believe the hype of this product. Believe it.
It
Well
means
put,
more
Frankie.
than you know, Frankie, because, you know, when Dave said, you know, it's Dave and Don said that, you know, we've been around a while. Still, to us, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and we're day one, year one. Like, I never think we're something we're not. That is the biggest. Like, we're still, like, I'm fragile, honestly. It's like the housewives of the UK here. You know what I mean? Like, every day we're like, we're fragile. We're not good enough. Let's push. You know what I mean? Like, we never kind of sit and be comfortable saying it's almost coming to a decade. Let's chill. If anything, we work harder now than we did back then. So, yeah.
And it shows. It shows. I mean, you're not resting on your laurels. Believe the hype. You're right, Frankie.
Let's get some
Appreciate
lightning questions going so we can get all these questions in, because we're
Let's go
starting
through
to get
these quick.
Sorry,
close to
guys.
2 hours.
It's
No,
me.
don't worry about
I'm
it.
sorry for Nick.
No.
Don't be sorry.
We
Yeah,
we
there's
have
a lot of
so many
questions.
questions, and you're doing very well.
B. Riley asks, at what point, if any, do you throw Yum wax on paint serum if you're just a maniac?
I mean, you can if you want. I personally don't recommend waxing or any wax on any coating. That's just me. There's no wax that is more hydrophobic than a coating in the world. You know, it's kind of impossible in that way. So you're putting a lesser hydrophobic product on a more hydrophobic product. Now, if you want to do that, great. Your coating may fail a little bit sooner. The coating may reject the wax, blah, blah, blah. I know people like to wax their coatings. Go and do it. Would I do it? No.
Good
Lightning answer.
Next question. Chelsea asks, do you see the U.S. eventually becoming Yum Cars' largest market outside the U.K.? And if so, what would success in America look like for Yum Cars in 5 years from now?
I think eventually in any industry, the US should be the biggest market in every single field. You guys are the biggest consumer. You guys, set the bar in so many other ways. So you guys buying a lot of stuff, right? You like to buy stuff. So yes, the answer to the first question. The second question is, what does success look like for Yum Cars in America? Unless somebody adopts me, and by the way, this is an open offer right now. Please adopt me. I don't need too
You
much
want to
food.
come
I
to
drink some
Canada?
coffee. No problem.
Nobody wants to go to Canada.
Doors
Come
always
on.
open.
Is there such thing as a tri-citizen?
Yeah,
triple
try
citizen?
citizen. That'll be cool. Actually.
Look,
Try
there's a
citizen.
thing called the Trump Gold Card there.
Yeah,
I
you
got
can
I
pay
got
for it.
$5 million I could throw towards the way.
But unless somebody physically adopts me, I would, and I'm just putting this out into the atmosphere. I believe in the law of attraction. I'm putting out the good karma. Maybe one day a green card.
There you
So
go.
that would be my version of success.
I'll start the
I'll adopt
paperwork.
you, but you're gonna have to go to work in my shop. So
No problem.
you have to pay it off somehow. But anyways, we'll figure that out. DM me afterwards. Anyways, Glossy Chris asks, towels and microfibers. I know Thor has the best, but we also love DIY's fibers. I think Yum can join too.
That would be a question for Eddie and Jamie. I would never ever, push anything, as you guys know. Now, for the few people that do have some of our microfiber, I'd love to hear, eventually kind of reviews. Any of the giveaway winners, we always put microfiber in there as well. This guy's starting his own retail shop here.
Oh,
microfiber.
no,
He's got everything.
no. You
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
This is nothing. This
You
is
will
just,
one day. You will
This is
see
just my
his-
trolley right here. I got
Yeah.
a lot more than this.
Yeah,
Every-
he's
yeah,
got a
everyone here's got a
7-car
secret
garage.
stash.
Let's just put it that way.
Well, we take pride in our microfiber, right? We have, it's again, quite a long development cycle. Believe it or not, there is technology in microfiber. Trust me, I speak to the factory 3 times a week, and I've seen it in the microscopes. It's crazy.
They're also
And
South Korean, correct?
yes, 100%, yes.
No, North Korean. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, South Korean.
You call me off guard. I was like, North Korea. I'm sure we don't go there. Yes, South Korean only. But then there's actually a difference as well, Vice. I'll tell you this. I don't know if you know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But some of the other Korean manufacturers say it's Korean made. But where does the yarn come from? China, just across the water. Now, the fact that you touch it in Korea doesn't mean it's made in Korea. Now, the best Korean microfiber, it's woven, the actual yarn itself, the raw material, if you were to call it, is woven in South Korea. So there's a difference.
Just as like a little, nugget, from me to the, people that don't have Yum microfibers, it's premium. You feel
Very,
the premium
very high
in the
quality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, my question to you, Nick, is in UK, do you have bigger packs? Because like I noticed all the the microfibers come in single packs. Do you do multi-packs in the UK?
We've had that question. The problem is, I would sit, and this isn't just me being really honest, guys. I would sit and I look at a spreadsheet of how much we buy these towels in for, plus shipping, plus this, right? And I'm like, how can you do a multi-pack into the UK? Because we've got a higher tax system than you guys, right? I'm thinking all this import cost. And I just look and say, how can we offer you a 5, maybe 10 pack of towels and be competitive? Like, I don't know. Unless I'm missing the secret to life, I need to, again, maybe look into it. I'm not sure. It's hard.
Yeah. I totally understand that. The premium levelness of the towels is it's like on another level. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I'm not trying to, glaze Nick here, but the microfibers are truly excellent quality.
The
Thank you
ones I
very
have
much.
are so nice. They're not coming out of the pack.
Which ones do you have, Noah? Go on. If you
I have
know
no
off the top of your
idea.
head.
But I know I have a wheel and tire.
All of
I
them.
have an applicator.
I have all of them.
I have all of them actually, except for the drying towel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the one I
I'm
don't have.
same.
That's
Drying
the
towel is the
only
only
one I
one I
don't
don't have. Yeah.
No, I
The
got
drying
I've
towels-
had mine for a year.
Yep.
I think I won one of the first giveaways that you
Yeah, you did.
gave, and I've had mine and love them. The drying towel, if it ever comes over, get it.
See, that's where the technology happens, because at 700 GSM of that size to be, going toe to toe with 1800 plus GSM towels. So we're triple the reduction in weight same, if not more absorbency. I mean, that's what I mean. There is technology there to be had.
Well, B. Riley, if you want Yum towels, stop being a cheap bastard and pay the tariffs and get it from UK.
Hey,
Yeah,
we didn't
so-
even know you ordered though, Dave. That's the thing. You went through this kind of other way, so we don't ship into the US just before anybody asks, because otherwise it's going to create a civil war in the comments. I open the shipping, you know, like we don't do it because there's just restrictions, right? The airlines have put it in, whatever, right? It's a total mess. Now, people like, you know, Dave, he goes through a route which I was like, I didn't even know you ordered. That's the thing. It's like it came up with a completely different address. The system accepted it, and 2 weeks later, it's in California. I was like, how did that get there?
Kelly was very helpful in that process. All right, next question. Let's get some of these good people's questions on before
Drink of
we get
choice.
done here.
What type of drink
Ching-
are we talking, Chingy?
What kind of drink?
Alcoholic. Well, I'm telling you, he's going to find out in Chicago, honestly. If he makes it back to California, I'll be surprised. Alcoholic, I'm not really a big drinker as such, but if I was to drink something, it would be either cider, if I wanted to take it easy. So basically carbonated apple juice with a bit of alcohol, or a gin and tonic. That's probably the best thing for me.
Englishman's
Dutch
right there.
Dutch Brothers too.
Oh, I can't hear you guys again. Hold on, I'm going to leave and come back. Something
Go ahead,
happened.
do it.
Every time somebody leaves.
Who left?
Dark.
Albert.
That means
Alvin.
I gotta leave too.
Oh,
Yeah.
leave now.
Leave now or forever hold your peace.
He's gonna mess it up again.
You can tell who's not using Google Chrome. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
And
okay.
then there was 5.
All right, let's is there any questions not Nick needed?
I'm here.
And if
Hello.
you guys have questions,
Where's Nick
you
go?
need to say it right
Where-
now.
where's
'cause
Nick?
We got a bunch.
I hear him, but I can't seize him.
Yeah,
What
I
is
can't
going
see him.
on?
Is he backstage? There he is.
Hey.
All right, we got you.
All right.
I'm not
All
sure
right.
if you heard my answer on the last drink thing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
heard about the
we-
cider.
We heard it, but I was also saying Dutch Brothers too.
What, the
It's what,
coffee?
sorry?
The Dutch Brothers coffee.
Oh, I mean, you probably
And
heard the
Coca-Cola?
rumor from Jamie. That is no legend. The amount of caffeine I consume is literally, I do not know how I'm still walking. I drink a
Mhm.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get some more questions in here before we
Yeah,
get to the
let me
2 hour
ask you a
mark.
question. Let me
All
ask you
right.
a
Greg, go ahead, ask
question.
some questions.
So, will we see any new products before SEMA, or are you waiting until SEMA or after to launch any of the new
I
products?
may just be completely wild and be my typical person, and I might even just drop a product at Chicago. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might just bring it with me. I might just ship a pallet while I'm in the sky, bring some with me in the suitcase too, and just drop it there. Yeah.
Wouldn't be
Bring,
anything
bring
that
some
we were.
gallons. Bring some
Yeah,
gallons.
wouldn't be anything that we
Gallons.
had.
No, it's not
Vincent
even that
delivered.
product. Nope, not
Okay.
that one. No.
Not the black bottle.
Nobody has seen it. Nobody. So
It'd
potentially.
be hilarious if he's had a foam cannon soap ready to go and he's just been playing us this whole time.
Well, that's
All
I'm
right.
I'm not saying nothing. You know.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We got the Labo super fan here, Corey, asking, is there any way that you can get a video clip of the longest cars in the testing use an inspection light and test hydrophobics on? I'm assuming you mean on the serum test cars.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of our cars, we can. We actually had, we have got video logs of people. I mean, it looks like something out of MTV Cribs 2001 edition. Obviously, it looks really bad because people don't know how to film, and they're very uncomfortable in front of camera. But we do have those now. Whether we release, a few people who know about these videos' existence have said, Nick, just release the videos. It'll be like a great, proof of evidence. Or
That'd be a
proof of
great YouTube
concept.
video. Make like a compilation video, make like a documentary type style video. That'd be really cool to watch.
I just need to ask these people because, again, it's one thing us speaking like this privately versus, you're going to be seen in front of the whole world. If the majority say yes, then why not? Yeah.
Next time you do a worldwide test, make sure they sign the NDA ahead of time. That way you can skip that process.
Exactly.
All right, next question. EJBS. Nick, what's your favorite I'm sorry, fave flavor of Mountain Dew? That's a redneck question if I ever heard one.
That's a very odd question.
It's not because you know why they asked that question is
Because
every time
you bought it in Idaho. Yes.
In the gas station.
and I buy it like this, you know, it looks like a bucket of soap. I think I've only tried the original one. I then try the other stuff with the flavorings and the colorings because I might actually die, as they say. But the original one's all right so far. Yeah.
You got to try Baja Blast. You got to try Baja Blast.
Yeah.
That's the only
Oh,
one I
really?
know,
Okay.
too.
Only drink for me is right here. Diet Coke. Aspartame all day for me. All right. Next question. Chingy asked, what is your favorite single product that's outside the Yum brand? He's going to definitely go detail co, I bet.
Why are you putting words in my mouth?
I'm just guessing.
Why are you putting words in my mouth? I'll tell you something now, because the story of Eddie pulling the development back of when, you know, our Rinseless was launched. That's actually a true story.
The look on his face. Yeah, you're right, Greg.
Yeah. He actually walked up those stairs like, you know, a sad little puppy. I remember that. Jamie was crying. I was crying. It was hilarious. So I would say the coolest thing was the Nemesis battle. Very nice product. I've used it. There's some videos that I know will never surface on the internet because Eddie will never post them. It was actually really fun testing that we did. Actually, like blindfolded, kind of same sponges against some brands that you may or may not know. So those videos will probably never exist, you know, to the public domain. But that's a real cool product. You know what I mean? And I've had a lot of time with it. I've been honored to give a bit of input here and there on these things.
Have you tried version 3 yet?
Yeah.
And is there now a Rinseless V2 coming out from Yum? The battle must continue.
Maybe he doesn't think it beats it.
Well, Eddie needs to, you know, keep bringing the shovel, as they say. Keep bringing the shovel, Eddie.
Them fighting words. Hey, I want to get this question asked since we're on this subject. Alvin dropped out from the conversation here, so you want me to ask this question for him. What was the inspiration for creating Yum Rinseless? What were you aiming for when you put the idea of making that product in your head? For a first shot at a Rinseless, you nailed it. And what do you think you can aim higher now that Eddie has upped the stakes? So he believes that V3 is possibly better.
I'm bringing my big camera to Chicago, and we're going to put that to the test.
Oh,
okay? You know what? Me and him fight all the time about it. It's so funny. It's
Alvin is the Rinseless god.
It's again the part about Rinseless for us. It was literally for me personally, and what we do here, we do mainly it's like we don't detail anymore, right? As a job, and we don't do it as a service. So we like to maintain cars, kind of film around it, etc. So when we created a Rinseless, it was mainly for how can we turn around cars a little bit faster, right? That was for my kind of thing. Now, the development side is how can we make a surfactant-only package? Most companies don't do surfactant-only packages anymore. Like, it gets less and less as the years go on. It's, you know, hybrids and polymers, etc. And then how can we then make a formula that then will not drop out when you add other things to it? Hence the detail of the ceramics. Some other things will come with Easter eggs, right? So that's a three-way development to where we wanted to give you the strongest if you wanted it in a surfactant only. If you want the hybrid, you've got it. If you want the polymer, you've got it too. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for answering that for Alvin. I'm sure he appreciates it. Let's get
quick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
I'm there. That was the question.
All right. Adamo, bring it back up. Pure Motion Detailing, North Carolina asks, how do you and Kelly come up with the name Yum?
People think we're a pizza shop or a burger joint, honestly. It's crazy. So actually, it's a real cool story. It was a tip to the hat to the previous life, but we were car people before this world as well. And it was for some reason, my first ever number plate was RS3 Yum, right? So that's the license plate. So Audi RS3, obviously. So I thought, that's cool. It looks quite nice on the back. It was nothing to do with Yum or anything like that, right? And then eventually we got known as, most people in the car scene, I don't know if you guys agree, will never remember your name. they'll remember you by the car, and sometimes by your license plate if it's private, right? And they used to be like, oh, there's those Yum guys. I can't remember what he's called, but it's the Yum guy, right? So, and then we started going down that rabbit hole of when I had a V8 Mustang in the UK. Again, not rare for you guys, but here they're very rare, especially with $30,000 a gallon, gas prices. That cost a lot. So that was V8 Yum. Kelly had Miss Yum. She bought me a birthday gift. It's what you see now in the car called Boss Yum. By the way, it's not too expensive as a registration fee for that one, but that to me is the most expensive number plate I will never sell that. That means more to me than anything else. So we just tipped a bit of a hat saying, look, we can call ourselves down the car care line of things. We could do something completely off topic, or we could do what we used to be known as and what we work with. So Yum Cars.
It definitely works. It's something different, and it's a cool name, and the branding that you put around it is you nailed it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
All right. What Brandon asked, what's the secret to getting stuff shipped from the US from yumcarsco.uk? Dave won't tell me.
I don't know. In fact,
Kelly.
you tell him. I don't know what your secret is. He's asking me like I shipped that. I don't know.
Well, you got to know Mrs. Yum, and you got to get on her to help you out on the website. She did a lot of the work to help me get it over here.
You could do a forwarding company, like realistically.
Yes.
You could, but you have to jump through so many hoops. I mean, I've never used that service, but apparently it's very hard.
I find a way. Don't worry, guys. I'll find a way. Next time I do a big order,
there's a way.
I'll get you guys involved. All right. Awesome story. Thank you from Pure Emotion. All right. Conway, apparently he's back in the fold here. Yes. Nick, are there any current brands outside that you are looking to have used and you thought you were really good and you have respect for? So I guess
Dave, I think you need a coffee.
Yeah. Are there any current brands outside yours?
Is kicking in right now.
Yeah.
I don't think you read that at all.
No, I didn't. Nick, are there any current brands outside yours that you look at or have used and you thought were good and you have respect for? It was, dude. It's a run-on sentence. There's no comma. Yeah.
There are many brands that, in many different ways, respectively to them, do it well. Whether it's price, performance, whatever else. There are, next week, AI reading. There are many.
Where's the ban button?
There are many brands that I respect. Yeah. For different reasons.
Have you tried any of the Korean brands, Nick?
Absolutely. Yeah. Which one is specific? If you want to nail it down.
Conway was asking. I'm sure he's interested if you've tried Luminous. He's a super fanboy.
Yeah, he's a Luminous kind of fan. He's a Yum Cars fan, so he compares it all the time, coating wise, etc. So he knows contact angles very well. So that's the conversation with him. Luminous and knows whatever is kind of the best for him. But yeah, I mean, Luminous, great. Katabe again are more in the paint finishing line only, and that's where they specialize. Which again, that's what I said. Some brands you respect for this, some brands you respect for that. So. Katabe have decided to, we want to just go towards this segment of car care and we're going to try and kill the game, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got to respect them for that because that is a very niche way of doing things, but they're focusing on certain that they're good at. So
they're working it. Yeah. All right. We got a couple more questions here. Chingy asked, Nick, do you have other family around besides Kelly?
No. Well, technically, day to day, no. My mum and dad are about 3-4 hours north of us, in the north part of the UK. So I've got them. Kelly, unfortunately, has not. And my other part of the family is still in East Ukraine right now, receiving fireworks over their heads every day. So, yeah.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm. All right. Way to bring it the temperature down there. All right, let's get a better question out.
We got any questions from the panel here. We've gone through quite a few questions or comments.
Yeah, we're caught up with those.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
All right, guys, no more questions. We're done.
Yeah, yeah, no. So, all right, one more. Then I've got a question here.
Yeah. So
Yum body wash. That would be nice. I can't imagine what the scent would be. So what intrigued me initially was the 3 products for the tires and how you guys use the tires. I had never seen that before. I'd seen you spray something on the wheel and tires and clean it. And the videos that you put out the first week, you had the wheel foam and undress. How did you guys come up with that? The idea of that? What's the concept that you had behind that?
Well, the go-to has always been, and still is, to be fair, is undress and wheels, right? If you want 2 products, one for the wheels, one for undress, no problem. Wheel foam was never meant to exist, by the way. Wheel foam we made for our carbon ceramic 911. That's the story, right? And a few people said, Nick, if you don't release this because of its multitude of uses, both for wheels and paint, yeah, it will be a disservice to the industry. Wheel foam's born, right? So wheel foam was never meant to exist, by the way. And whether it continues to exist, I don't know, right? It's one of those things. I said we're looking at shrinking more than expanding. So undress, again, we did some heavy testing against silicone dressings. Citrus, great, but not that great. APC, again, great, but not that great. We need something that's going to penetrate 100% of the time. It will not defoam, it cleans, blah, blah, blah. Undress is born, right? So when people say tire cleaners are just hyped up, extra strong all-purpose cleaners, couldn't be further from the truth. In some cases, yes, they are. It depends which brand you're talking about. But a brand with ethics and a vision, that is far from the truth. And obviously the wheel cleaner was our, I think, 2nd product ever to be launched. And that came from a need of, at the time, we had high-performance Mercedes cars, right? And any German brakes, I don't know if you know much about them, but you look at them in the dust, right? It's just horrific. So we actually developed a killer product off the back of what we had at the time. Maybe if we had a different car that didn't dust as much, maybe we would have had a different wheel system. I don't know. But we just went with the nuke option that's neutral. And let me tell you, I'll tell you this little side story about the wheel cleaning system. Back that time, I will not mention the name of this, but we had the Mercedes GTS, that coupe version, like really nice car. I came in on a weekend, I tested a certain brand's product for the wheels. It cost me £3,000 in damage. So that's just over $3,000.
Oh my God.
A UK brand. And I thought, okay. And by the way, the pH level of that, when you dilute it, is neutral.
Or
just for reference.
For wheel foam?
No, as in for the product I was testing from another brand, and I literally took all the paint off the wheels.
Oh wow!
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
I have a question. Going back to this, the foam or the wheel process, wheel cleaning process. From my understanding, I understand that wheels is a pH neutral product. But when the reaction happens, doesn't it cause an acidic like a slightly acidic reaction?
The reaction itself, yes, but when you mix it back in with water, the answer is no again, right? So if you take a dry piece of metal and a dry piece of raw material, so sodium thioglycolate, that reaction itself dips just below the pH neutral scale. Right. You put water back into the mix, and it's like literally, I mean, you're talking 0.1, 0.2 of a pH. It's
right.
If you can dip 0.5 each way, south or north of the pH 7 scale, you're technically in the pH neutrality scale still.
Yeah, and then adding wheel foam on top of that actually helps too, right?
Yeah, so wheel foam will actually take you over into the pH, the higher pHs, so into the alkaline scale. And again, people say, why do you need to do that? Why don't you just use wheel foam on its own? You can, right? So a reactive product you don't use every week. If you want to imagine a straight cleaner, right? Wheel foam. Now, if you want a product that is high pH, that will degrease a lot better than wheels, that's what wheel foam is, right? If you work in your climate, Frankie, where it's hot all the time, and the sun's beating down on the wheel like this, you want a white reflective surface and a cooling kind of agent to help the reaction of the wheel go longer, because a product in your temperature is going to dry out in 30 seconds, right? And you need more reaction time. So each one of those things can be added with wheel foam or removed if you don't want to use it. So it's an addition and not a necessity.
Yeah, thank you for that explanation. I'm sure a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and one more thing, if you've got gloss black wheels, you don't want to be dragging, whether it be a detailing brush, phase brush, wheel mat, whatever you use to clean. The high pH nature of wheel foam actually adds the slickness, so it just helps against the swirling. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Anyone else has something to
add? I have a question, Nick. Sorry. Nick.
Go ahead.
All right. So Nick, for reset is like a 4 in pH, right?
Diluted.
Around there.
Diluted or raw. Diluted, yes. It depends on your order, yeah.
So is there any reason why it is relatively low in acidity as compared to other acid washes? Like, for example, I think Labo is 0. And then
I think it's a 1. I think a 1, I think. Well, it's very close to being the maximum kind of level.
Is there any reason why reset is higher on the acidity?
Well, actually, if you look, so this is my answer. A certain guy, wouldn't be fair to mention him by name, did a really good test on the cutting power of acid soaps, right? Some soaps actually went from an acid scale into either neutral or alkaline state. That was a big brand, by the way, yeah? And then another brand, again, I'm keeping this fairly equal, yeah? So we're not like brand centric. And a certain brand would have to achieve a scale of acidity that you're talking about with a lot more product. So the cutting power just was not there when it met, calcium, magnesium in the water, right? So when you look at the pH scale is an indication of what you're trying to achieve. So acids can't degrease, let's be honest. Can we all agree on that, right? Right. And alkalines can't remove water spotting. So it just tells you. So if you're using a high pH snow foam, it has a certain job. Now, how good it is depends on the product, right? But you know what you're dealing with. So acid soaps do a specific job, as you guys know. Now, what is the cutting power of that? I mean, I know plenty of acid soaps that are pH 0, 1, 2 on the SDS sheet. You start mixing them, and without mentioning names, some of them are going real close to neutral, and they're using 250 ml in the bucket. I'm like, okay. So whereas our raws, if you look at just a tad over 3 ounces, so 3.1 ounces, we're achieving, in my water, 3.7 pH. Now, for that to be achieved by some other soaps, you're using double, maybe 2.5 times the product. So I'm not really looking at the pH. I'm looking at the finished pH and, of what it does on the paint at that point. The SDS pH, I mean, that's just to give you a safety and an indication factor of where the product is going to be attacking.
Yeah, I just asked that mostly because I know there's some professional detailer near me that I was having a discussion with him, and he told me that he prefers to use ones that are lower in pH to unclog coatings, but I haven't seen much of a difference.
Professional detailer who sold you the gallon by any chance?
Maybe.
I mean, look, he's already jaded, right? Listen, I've got spies everywhere, right? And we all know who that guy is.
I'm surprised you remember that.
Yeah, of course. Listen, don't forget where I'm from. I'm from Eastern Europe. Human intelligence is my thing.
You got eyes everywhere, apparently.
He knows everything.
That was a long time ago, too.
Cold War was a real thing, my friend. Cold War was a real thing. So.
Yeah, trust me, it's still happening. But look, with that guy, the opinion, and then for a product to now look exactly identical with an almost similar scent profile, that's all I've got to say. Like, he'll say one thing to you 6 months ago, but all of a sudden, a certain short video last week or 2 weeks ago looks mightily similar. So I'm just thinking, guys, I'm talking as Nick the car guy, Nick the honest guy, rather than other things. But I know the guy you're talking about. Hey, at least he bought 2 gallons, so I do appreciate.
He bought a lot.
And it's still
he likes it.
Yeah, and it's still an honor that we were the brand that we went head to head with in terms of a development case study, whatever you want to call it. So it's cool.
Nick, for those watching that haven't tried Reset, what is your preferred method and how would you use it?
Two methods. You can either use it at just over an ounce for a more common wash. So just a little bit slightly acidic, very nice, softens the water, but you're not getting any of the properties of, water spot removal, etc. That's one way, and you can use it weekly like that. Or if you want to do more of a shock kind of therapy once a month, once every quarter, I would recommend, minimum of about 3 to 3.5 ounces, so basically 100 ml. And I would use that in the bucket as normal soap to either revive coatings, remove water spotting, or a mixture of the two.
Okay, so do you recommend foaming it on and then using it as a bucket wash?
Yes, I mean, for a reactive product, by foaming it on, it actually gives you that extra, however long it takes you to wash a car, imagine 2-3 minutes of extra dwell time.
Right.
If you've got something stubborn, it's nice. And the reason why it's made to foam the way it foams, I mean, luckily, hopefully, Noah, tell me, Reset foams like an absolute king.
I really like Reset. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reset,
So
with my trash water, it foams like a king.
Yeah, so we made that in a way to where now we're trying to mimic the snow foam method of dwell is king, because you're trying to make it react with a certain product as long as possible. So I would recommend that. Frankie.
Thank you.
No problem.
Cool.
Now for citrus,
Fernando, you had some.
Sorry to interrupt you, Fernando.
no problem. For citrus, is there any dilution that would be safe for PPF or
All dilutions. You could do it neat.
Okay. Okay, for some reason I was thinking that there was something on the label that said it wasn't safe for PPF.
Yeah, well, it's not that it's not safe. It said basically it says not suitable and be careful for wraps, right? The reason we put that is we want people to question it straight away, only because PPF and wraps are obviously a different material. And a lot of people have a negligence of pre-washing in general. Like they'll spray it on, go and have a coffee, have a cigarette. Before you know it, it's baked in. Now, to fix a problem on paint's one thing. To fix the same problem on PPF or wrap, very dangerous, because if you polish it wrong, you'll just burn through it, right? So, as you know, some of our cars you see on the YouTube channel, fully PPF covered. I mean, you can take it raw all the way. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend it because it's going to be too expensive and it's just way too good neat. So obviously dilute it. But if you had a big IK sprayer like this, neat citrus everywhere, no problem.
I got a question from Saeed. It's looking for the dilution ratio in an IKE foamer for Reset.
For Reset, IKE foamer, slightly different. I would do 19:1 is nice. 19:1 is nice.
I do 10-1 sometimes, and it works good too.
Yeah, it again with the reactive products. What do you want to achieve? How strong? How quick?
Right.
Do you want the reaction to happen?
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, boys? I think we've taken a lot of this good man's time.
No, I love this. By the way, if I could, I'd stay for another 2 hours. I'm more worried about your time.
No, Nick, no. Thank you so much, man.
I don't have any work tomorrow, so I'm good.
You taking the day off, Craig?
Yeah.
He's been working
every day is a day off for that man.
I appreciate you, Frankie. You know what? Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I remember meeting you at SEMA last year. I was like, because we spoke a while, prior to that.
Yeah.
And then you tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Hey man, my name is Frankie." I was like, "Yo," it was so cool. Yeah.
Did you step ladder to tap him on the shoulder?
Pretty much. I had my girlfriend give me a boost.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming on to watch the show and ask all the awesome questions. Nick, thank you so much for coming on. I'll leave it to Adamo and Greg to take us out. You guys take it away.
Yeah. Thanks Thanks, David, for that. Yeah, we appreciate you taking the time. No, it's 3:00 in the morning, so you probably got up about 1:30 to head into the office.
Yeah.
And answer our questions, answer everybody's questions that came through. Yeah, thank you very much, Nick. We appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. You make it all happen, and I give the usual spiel to you, and you're probably bored and you're going to yawn now. But you, every single one of you on the tiles, and the people who've already left us, your Conways and your Alvins, and thank you. I should be thanking you for just even wanting to listen to anything I say.
Nick, it's been such a pleasure. Like this whole ride, just for you being available to any one of us. I mean, you're always, you're active in socials. If anybody has questions, you're there to answer. You make yourself available. And over the years, over the last year or so, we've spoken a lot, and I just appreciate you, all the support, especially with everything, some of us have gone through this year. You're a gem, my friend. You and Kelly, top notch.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
I will say that I have heard, and I might be saying this without checking, but I have heard that there might be a special guest in Chicago.
Apparently, I'm not sure, but yeah,
somebody by the name of the Swamp King detailing.
Have you ever told these guys that story of the Swamp King?
Nope.
The disrespect.
Go ahead.
So we stood there. It was Greg, Jamie, me, and Greg's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be traveling this, and this." And by the way, previous to this, for at least 2 hours, Greg was talking something super serious. So I'm kind of like already mentally prepared for this. And he's like, "Nick, have you heard of this guy, the Swamp King?" He's like, because he's going to Louisiana, right? He said, "Before I see Jamie, I've seen the Swamp King." And I said, "Never heard of him." And I'm stood there thinking, who is this Swamp King? I'm thinking, I know most, guys on YouTube. And he's like, "Oh, he's unbelievable. He looks like this, and he's this, and he talks like this. Massive. He's huge." I could just, like, Jamie was just stood there like this. He just stood for 5 minutes. I'm like, "What's wrong with Jamie?" Apparently, the Swamp King is Jamie, and Greg led me down all the way down that path, and I'm stood there Googling the Swamp King. It was exist.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Jamie and I went on for 10 minutes. Jamie was all in on it too. So it was a 10-minute conversation before Jamie and I started laughing. Yeah, it's
disrespect. Yeah. I'll never forget that, and I'll get you back one day, Greg.
There you go.
Okay.
Won't
Nick
be hard.
never forgets, by the way.
It won't be hard. That's true.
Greg just forgets to take his medication one time. He forgets what happened the whole day.
That's true. That is true.
Well, if anyone hasn't already subscribed to Yum Cars, where the hell have you been? Come on, get on it.
Come on already.
And if you haven't tried the products, you guys probably wouldn't be here if you haven't already tried it. But go out and buy it if you haven't tried it. Detail is a great way to start, and just move on from there and keep trying everything else.
Yeah, there was actually a comment in the chat, Saeed or Sadi, whatever, Sadi. Yeah, they were looking for Rinseless, and in Canada it is much more expensive. I told him to DM me. I hope he's still in here. I'll send him some. So
that's good, nice of you. Yeah, I mean, especially with all that monopoly money you guys call money up there.
Yeah, exactly. It's colorful.
Yeah, very colorful. You got loonies and toonies and whatever else you'd call that shit.
Exactly.
But honestly, everything you've done for us, thank you so much. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. So thank you. The feedback, the non-feedback, whatever. I appreciate you all so much. So, and everyone in the chat, I can't see the chat right now because I'm on the back end of this thing. To whoever's listened, thank you so much. This honestly unreal. I'm the biggest pussycat, so I don't want to start crying, but thank you.
Well, thank you for your, not just for the products, but thank you for your friendship, because I think that's what we all can say. You've been an awesome person to converse with online as well as in person. So thank you for being you.
Thank you.
All right,
and,
take it away, boys.
We will be back next week with a possible return of the Wheel of Fernando. Our topics and quick hits, so just stick around. You guys take care. Listen to the exit video, please.
Important message.
Here we go. And
Love you, Nick.
Guys hang on.
Take care, man.
Cheers, guys.
Hang on.
Thanks for listening to Clearcoat Confessions. Just a quick reminder, the opinions and hot takes expressed by our guests today are entirely their own and don't necessarily reflect the views of the hosts. Detailing involves heavy tools and strong chemicals, so if you try any of the techniques or products we talked about today, you do so at your own risk.